TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.
Tonight, 4 men compete to be world champion, all 4 willing to make that ultimate sacrifice. Earlier, we documented the arrivals of the challengers and the champion, Jeff Jarrett, willing to put up his power, his voting shares.
Mike, as you see the icon Sting pulling up, you realize this is the guy that has electrified crowds for 20+ years. But when you think of the ultimate sacrifice, what bigger sacrifice than the one this man's making tonight? This could be the last match he ever has inside of a wrestling ring.
Kurt Angle, the first challenger to make his intentions known. Angle's ego-driven personality led him to form the Main Event Mafia some 7 months ago. Tonight, he and Sting claim that they will work together to bring the TNA World Championship back to the Mafia. At stake, his leadership role, because if Kurt Angle is beaten tonight, he's no longer the godfather of the group that he originated.
And you know, as you see Mick Foley coming in the style that you're accustomed to seeing Mick Foley coming in. You know, some people think this man is certifiably insane. Others think he's a diabolical genius. And when you think about it, if he has his way tonight, he will pin the founder of TNA. He will pin the King of the Mountain. And he'll have all the power here in TNA Wrestling. And when you realize that, then that plan went exactly the way that he wanted.
But if Mick Foley is pinned tonight, he loses that lifeblood, the TNA World Heavyweight Championship belt.
Whoa!
This is not a team sport. It's all about the individual. I didn't become an Olympic gold medalist, a 12-time world heavyweight champion, by depending on the help of others.
Success is a relative term. Fame, fortune, acclaim, I had it all in every organization I wrestled for.
For 2 decades, I ruled the ring. As a 12-time world champion, fame, fortune, and enduring legacy found me.
Sometimes you've got to break bones, spill blood, take risks to seize dreams.
I sacrificed my body, my soul, to get to the top.
The sacrifice I made to become champion.
I sacrificed everything for a dream and founded TNA.
I sacrificed contentment for one more go-around.
I sacrificed my body to retain power, glory, control.
This is more than just a passion.
This ring defines me.
This is who I am.
This is where I need to be.
This is what I do.
History is written by the winners.
This is my life.
Broken bones and all.
And now, TNA Wrestling presents Sacrifice.
Tonight, live from Orlando, Florida, the future of TNA. The balance of power, it's guaranteed to change. When Kurt Angle, Sting, Jeff Jarrett, and Mick Foley do battle, one of those 4 will make the ultimate sacrifice.
Here's your opening contest live at TNA Sacrifice, a 6-man tag team contest scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing team number 1 first. From Detroit, Michigan, they are the New Japan Junior Tag Team Champions, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns.
We open Sacrifice live on pay-per-view with a special added attraction. 6-man tag team action featuring the stars of the X Division, New Japan's junior tag team title holders, Shelley and Sabin, Motor City Machine Guns, and right off the bat, I've got a question. The Guns joining forces with the Sheik.
Well, I'll tell you what, these guys are the kind of guys that don't judge a book by its cover. They look at the big picture. I mean, they they broaden their horizons. And when you think about Sheik Abdul-Bashir, yeah, you may not agree with the message that he gives, but he has the right to give it. And I'll tell you something, the Guns have picked up on that.
Their tag team partner from Tehran, Iran, he is the Middle Eastern Nightmare, Sheik Abdul-Bashir.
For months, we have heard the anti-U.S., the anti-American rants from Sheik Abdul-Bashir. Yet it seems to me that just over the course of the past couple of weeks, Sheik is sort of taking matters into his own hands, and we've seen it behind the scenes, working to put together a group because he realizes and he knows that there is strength in numbers.
So absolutely, Mike, and I'm going to correct you a little bit. It's not necessarily an anti-American rant, it's an anti-American opinion rant. And we know how America can stereotype people that they're maybe afraid of, and I think he's found that camaraderie in Kyoshi and the No Limit, and you're even seeing the British invasion involved there too.
Your opponents first from Nashville, Tennessee, Showtime, Eric Young.
What's the one constant? What's the one thing that we've been hearing from Showtime Eric Young recently? Give me a chance. Give me an opportunity to prove myself.
Well, every time they give him a chance, he gets beat. I mean, how many more chances are you going to give the guy? But you got to admire his spirit. He wants to be out there. He's not shy.
And his tag team partners, with Machismo and Lethal, and Consequences create the team of Lethal Consequences.
I know you're pretty tight with the Guns, and as of late with Lethal Consequences, because you and those four had sort of this common ground, this feeling that without question that Daniels was suicide. Now all of a sudden, when that theory, that guess, was proven wrong, now we see Lethal Consequences, Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, Consequences Creed, joining forces with Eric Young tonight on the opposite side of the ring from the Guns.
Don't be quick to judge me, Mike. Today, I'm going to tell you something. Daniels wants suicide, of that there's no doubt. And then all of a sudden, Jeff Jarrett, who's another person that you got to be a little suspicious of, when he brings Daniels back, now what's Daniels going to do? He can't beat two people. I love what he's done. I'm going to give the guy credit. He's a genius. Later on tonight, he's worked out a way where he can get that X Division title belt off of himself, who was suicide, back to himself. But I'll tell you something, this is a great way to start a show. When you look at these six guys and what they can do in a ring, and it's what Total Nonstop Action is all about. I see the Motor City Machine Guns, and man, they remind me so much of me in my youth, and just that devil-may-care attitude, and that just ability to just go out there and lay it all on the line.
Yeah, it's like looking into a mirror, isn't it? You think of Shelley and Sabin, first thing I think of is Don West. You can't even keep a straight face.
I'll tell you what, though, if I'm going to start a show, I like to get Sabin and Shelley out there. I mean, these guys are what cohesive's all about. Look at this. Sacrifice, Mike.
Everything's at stake tonight. So much when it comes to the future of TNA. It's at stake, and it will change. That's a guarantee because of the high-stakes situation in our main event World Heavyweight title matchup.
I'll tell you what, so much on the line when you think about it, and you made a great point earlier in the pre-show when you basically said it, that the landscape in TNA is going to change no matter what tonight. Somebody is not going to have things the way that they came here today, and whether it's Kurt Angle not being the leader of the main event mafia, we know how important that is to him. But think about what else. Mick Foley can lose that championship. Sting may be wrestling his last match tonight. You don't want to be missing it if that's the case. And then Jeff Jarrett, when you think of what TNA means to him, and he may be basically in the unemployment line. He may be basically out there looking for handouts come Monday.
Well, nothing would make you happier, would it?
Well, I'll tell you what, I respect Jeff and all that he's done and all, but
yeah, we can really tell from your commentary.
But I don't wish bad on anybody, Mike. Today, I've just been a little questionable of some of his tactics, and sometimes I think he's been a little power hungry. I think he's been a little power hungry, and I believe that offline you would say the same thing. You just don't have the nerve to do it here.
Creed, reverse chin lock on Shelley. Alex back up to his feet, maintaining that vertical base. Stomps on the toes of Creed. That enables him to shoot him off into the ropes, and Going to try and put the sleeper hold on Creed, but that's the perfect counter. Drop down with the jawbreaker, connect with the right hand, and as Creed goes off the rope, Shelley right behind him. Clothesline missed, but the knee was right into the midsection, but Shelley caught him with an elbow completely unaware with that sliding drop kick, but Creed's right back on him. Great series of action from these two.
I'll tell you what, Mike, these guys won't give you a chance to catch your breath, will they? I mean, you sit there and you call that action, it's just one thing after another. I mean, they really are so athletic and so exciting, and I love it when you see guys like this. Hey, wait a minute, close, but no, Shelley's got the shoulders up too fast.
Nice move by Creed, climbing right up the back of Shelley and then driving the elbow straight down into the lower back. Going to see if he can follow up the advantage by injuring the back of Shelley. Suplex attempt, however, is blocked. Alex, with the leg sweep, takes Creed down and then just caught him right in the top of the head with that kick.
I'll tell you what, this match can mean so much when you think about the X Division, Mike, and think about the rankings that we always kind of look at in the X Division, how you kind of put people by what they've done in the past. And this is a great way to showcase that and to start looking at it and see who's going to be next in line after Daniel's suicide situation gets taken care of later tonight. And you see Bashir going out there, and here's somebody that's just had so much to prove. He's held that belt before, wants to hold it again, and I gotta give the Guns credit for sitting there and allowing themselves to work with a guy like Bashir. That's when you're willing to learn off of anybody, that shows you that you're ready to advance.
Obvious any of these six would love to face the winner of Suicide and Daniels for an eventual shot at that X Division Championship belt as Creed gets the near fall on the Sheik. The jawbreaker there stops the offense, and Bashir with the clubbing blow to the back is all of a sudden taken over. All about ring positioning and tag team wrestling, and they've got Creed on their side. Tag now into saving the Guns.
Well, I'll tell you something, there's nothing like the Guns when they get the momentum. I mean, there is nothing like it. They just hit you from so many angles so fast and just so in sync with each other that it's unbelievable. Creed able to luck out right there and catch a break as Sabin kind of committed himself too much, and now he finds himself in the wrong corner.
Big sledge off the top by Black Machismo as Jay Lethal involved for the first time. Series of punches with the right hand right on the target. There goes Sabin, shot off into the ropes, elbow to the top of the head. That one right between the eyes, caught him, drove him down, but barely able to get a one count from referee Andrew Thomas. And now it's Lethal and Creed with a double team.
Well, one thing I've noticed, and of course it's probably because they're so familiar with each other, but they're not tagging Eric Young. Eric Young not able to get into this matchup. You know, here's somebody that's always trying to find himself out there in the ring, wanting to get out there, and he just kind of standing around, and nobody has tagged in Eric Young yet at this point.
Creed and Lethal continue to do their work right now. It's Consequences in with Chris Sabin. And Creed going to concentrate on the arm of one half of the Guns. Quick reversal as Creed gets shot off. That's Bashir from outside. With the illegal shot with the knee, he takes the punch from Creed, and then Creed turns around, and he's got a couple on the money for Sabin.
That's one of those where Creed, I think, just kind of took one for the team just to kind of set things up, and look at that. He got himself in the right position, and then the drop kick right in the face. I'll tell you what, sometimes you got to sacrifice. Oh, wow. How about that knee? Mike, that was vicious.
Impactful move by Shelley. Came flying off the ring apron. His knee took Creed right into the steel guardrail. Creed rolled back in by the Sheik, and let's see if Sabin can put him away.
Now you see these guys are just throwing the heat right there to Consequences Creed, and these guys, I mean, once again, like I said, once they get that motor rolling, if they can keep it flowing, it's a thing of beauty. As right now you can see that Creed just in the wrong place, wrong time.
The Sheik, Shelley joins Sabin. Now all three in the ring, and while the Guns hold Creed, Bashir takes over off the snapmare, the drop kick. Just caught him right in the back of the head, and Bashir, immediate pin attempt. But Creed still got something left in the tank, and I'm surprised.
Well, he's overcame so much. I mean, think about it. He's always the guy that everybody's against from every moment he walks into a room, but he's found a way to work with these guys, which shows you that he can be a team player. It's not that he's not trying to be. All you got to do is just work with him, and that's what the Guns have done.
Top wrist lock applied by Sabin. Creed going to try and feed off the crowd, and they are jam-packed into the impact zone tonight here in Orlando, Florida for Sacrifice. Creed back up to his feet, but before he can get the tag, Shelley comes across, takes down both Young and Lethal, but Creed going to try and fight out of the double team from the Guns.
I'll tell you what, though, great move by Shelley, the ring awareness, just to be able to go over there, and there he goes again. Oh, comes right off the ropes this time, though he caught him. But here's Bashir.
Bashir gets backed up into the corner by Creed, who ducks out of the way. Guns connect on their own partner a second time. A little bit of friction there between the Sheik and the Guns.
Well, now Bashir's just letting him know that he had the clean shot and he wanted it, and you can see the Guns realize the same thing. I mean, that's just the competition. What a shot, though.
Nice kick by Creed as he tries to get to his side and get the tag in. Guns do anything to prevent that. They missed with the double clothesline. That opens the door for Lethal to connect first with the springboard dropkick, then with the running clothesline and a series of moves here. 3 clotheslines on Bashir.
What's the deal with Eric Young? I mean, are they not tagging him for the reason? I mean, I know we've heard all kinds of rumors that he's ruffled a bunch of feathers here in TNA, but goodness gracious. How blatant can you be? The guy's fresh. He should be ready. They don't trust him, Mike.
Hip toss takeover, in tight drop kick. Lethal on Bashir and another near fall. There's been a series of these in this matchup with the Guns in the early going, and now with Black Machismo against Sheik Abdul-Bashir. And you're right, longer this match continues without Eric Young involved as the Guns from outside illegally on Machismo. Now EY's in there. You happy?
Well, it's illegal. I mean, he just kind of put himself into the matchup. I mean, eventually, if you're going to go in there and come in blind, you're going to be able to take somebody out, and that's what he's done.
Combination flip dive by Creed. Suicide dive by Young. Leads to Bashir being powered down, and the pin attempt by Lethal. No,
not enough. Not enough. I'll tell you what, when you've gone through the hard times that a guy like Bashir's gone through, it's going to take a little bit more than that to put his shoulders to the mat, that's for sure.
Bashir slow to recover. That enables Black Machismo to mount the top rope. But before he can come off, it's Alex Shelley in to cut him down and crotch him up on that top rope.
Alex Shelley just showing us some unbelievable intestinal fortitude, just knowing. Oh! Great punch! Oh my God! He killed him there, Mike.
Dropped straight down, directly on the top of his head, and as Shelley goes to the top, Lethal's partner Creed comes across. Creed gets his eyes raked, but that little bit of timing difference enables Machismo to get back up to his feet and rock Shelley with that punch in the corner.
And Eric Young right back in the corner again. Tell you what, he's having a hard time getting in this matchup, isn't he? Alex Shelley doing whatever he's got to do.
Biting, gnawing on the head of Jay Lethal. Creed
what was this?
Takes him off the top right into the Lethal combination. Backbreaker face plant. Fortunately for Shelley, he rolls out to the floor so he can't get pinned. Sheik being taken care of by all 3 men in the corner. Face jam off the top by Creed. Here's Lethal, here's the cover, here's 2, no. Guns in to break it up.
What is this, Memphis rules? Everybody just jumps in, runs in, whatever they want. Over there on Lethal and Creed's side. He's making it up as they go.
Sabin pulls Shelley to freedom and connects with the cutter on Ewok. Eric Young taken down, and now the Guns look like they're going to turn their attention to Jay Lethal.
Well, this is it right here. You put him away right now. You've got him more up. You've got the numbers advantage. You've got the game. Look at this. Use the back of Sabin. Come in with that forearm. And then,
And as Bashir goes to try the same move, he's cut off by Lethal. But now the Guns with the double team. Here's the suplex up from Sabin right under the shoulders of his partner, Shelley.
Eric Young again, these mystery tags. It's amazing how many times he's tagged himself in, because I've not seen anybody else do it. But I'll give him credit. He's got to turn the tide here.
Lethal after the Creed DDT gets 2 only on the Sheik.
I mean, come on. That's unreal. Most people, they're done right there, Mike, today. That's a 3 count every time. But Bashir, you got to have respect for that, man. Mine's gone up.
Still something left in the tank, apparently, for Sheik Abdul-Bashir. Lethal consequences. Eric Young, they've done almost everything within their power to put him away, but they haven't been able to get that 3 count. Lethal leaves himself wide open, if you'll pardon the expression, with his back to Shelley. Oh, and then Shelley takes Creed and drives him into the corner, then takes Eric Young down.
Well, the Guns figured, hey, if Eric Young just tag himself in anytime he wants, we'll do the same thing. Oh, man, Jay Lethal's in major trouble. Here it goes, Shelley. Oh, right to the face.
Baseball slide drop kick, and then the hesitation drop kick is the follow-up move by Sabin, his Guns partner.
Turn this thing completely around. You see the scoop and the slam, and here goes Bashir. It's going to end it right here. Oh, frog splash.
Off the top, Bashir connects. on Eric Young. Guns and Bashir all of a sudden have turned this baby in their favor, and now Sabin and Shelley have something in store for Black Machismo when it's a double team move.
I'll tell you what, this has just been a great opener to start this thing off, but look at this double team. Man, these guys just do so much to win. Here it is. This is it. No, man.
Bashir slides in. Looks like he was going to get the pin right that time after the Guns hit the power move on Lethal.
Lethal just, you got to give him credit. Shoulder up just in time. He did get it up in time. And I'll tell you what, I mean, you know, you respect these guys. You respect them all for what they do. But look at this. Bashir showing the brute strength. That's how you go. Oh!
He calls that the WMD driver, and no, broken up by Creed. The weapons of mass destruction driver, sort of a reverse behind the back pile driver by Bashir, but not enough because of Creed.
Yeah, you got to give Creed the assist there because Lethal was done. There was no way he could go. Nowhere he could go physically, and now you've got Bashir in trouble.
From outside, Shelley slingshots in. Creed catches him on his shoulders. Sabin with the kick, then Shelley with the kick, and then the double kick.
These guys are just unbelievable. I mean, it's just they know each other so well. They know where to position themselves together. And those kicks, they hit them simultaneously. I mean, it's just an art. It's poetry. It's incredible. Now Eric Young, well, you asked for it. You got it.
EY sandwiched in the corner by the Guns. Sabin takes him up to his shoulder. Shelley off the top, but then Sabin, his own partner, gets shot in by Eric. Gonna go for the Death Valley driver, potentially here on both men after ramming Sabin into the corner into Shelley. Here it is, 2 for the price of 1 with the Death Valley driver.
Well, when you've not been out there as long as everybody else, you're able to have a little bit more air, a little bit more strength. But you could see after using that Death Valley driver, Bashir trying to. Whoa! What is this? What is this?
That's a 3 count.
What the hell is that?
Little assist from referee Andrew Thomas, kicking the hands off the ropes, the follow through, and that's a pin. 1, 2, 3.
Mike, today when you have a match that was that great and that incredible, for a referee to put his hands on an opponent like that, to get himself involved, is absolutely wrong. You've got to give a little leeway in a situation when you're starting a pay-per-view like that. That is reprehensible. There's no other word for it. Reprehensible what Andrew Thomas did.
Bottom line, lethal consequences, and Eric Young, they joined forces to get the win, but yet judging by his body language, I gotta say the same thing. Almost looks like EY's a little bit disgusted about this.
Mike, you're absolutely right. He's absolutely questioning it. But we got to show you some of the action in this matchup. That was one brutal knee by Alex Shelley, Mike.
Sure was, as Creed gets sent into the guardrail. The Sheik and Creed square off here, and then off the top, the dual drop kick.
And you can see again, you can see the teamwork that's moving on. And then Eric Young got involved, but how about that one? Jay Lethal cut Bashir off in midair.
I love that hesitation drop kick move. That is a thing of beauty. Creed connects with the kick on Bashir. There you see the referee, Andrew Thomas, kicking the hands. Lethal able to roll through, and the Sheik's shoulders down for a 3 count.
Again, the referee involvement, and look at Eric Young's body language. That tells the entire story, Mike, today about this situation. He is not happy, and he does not want to be a part of it.
It's Mike today. It's Don West. We're at ringside, live in Orlando, Florida, for the Sacrifice pay-per-view event. Let's just touch for 1 second on the magnitude of this main event matchup tonight. 4-way for that World Heavyweight title. The landscape is going to change.
I'll tell you what, it will tonight, no doubt, no matter what. But we got so much in store for you tonight. And we're going to start it off with the first ever TNA Knockouts Monsters Ball. As Taylor Wilde's going to face Daphne. And you heard Dr. Stevie. He told Abyss to put all that aggression with Daphne.
Get ready for the X Division Championship on the line. The defending champion Suicide to face Daniels one-on-one.
It's the Team 3D Invitational Tag Team Tournament Finals, folks, as Beer Money Incorporated takes on the British Invasion.
Who's going to be there to back up Angelina Love? Other members of My Pi Sexy have been eliminated. Awesome Kong gets revenge and a shot at the knockout title.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be a war. As Samoa Joe brings his Nation of Violence to the main event Mafia's Kevin Nash, and you think about the revenge that these two have on their minds.
Legends title up for grabs under I Quit rules. Booker T to try and get his title back against the phenomenal AJ Styles.
It's the ultimate sacrifice. It's all on the line as everybody gives up something special to them. Kurt Angle, Jeff Jarrett, the champ Mick Foley, and the icon Sting.
Been talking about this, and we are guaranteeing that one way or the other that this landscape is going to change tonight because of the 4 potential outcomes in this main event match. And you know, one of those is Sting's possible retirement. Let's show you the video from earlier today.
Well, you can see the icon coming in here and all the young stars there, and you see Amazing Red and you see Lethal Consequences, and they're all shaking Sting's hand. And you know, in Sting's mind, he's saying hello, Mike, but you got to wonder.
Could be a situation where he's also saying goodbye. Up next, it's the Monsters Ball at Sacrifice, and that's going to be for the very first time ever, the Monsters Ball involving the TNA Knockouts. What do you say on that note, DW? We go to the video package. Let's preview this first ever matchup, and it's just minutes away at Sacrifice.
TNA Wrestling's Monsters Ball. Hardcore, no disqualifications, a banquet of blood. It was formulated to induce extreme feelings of aggression in its competitors. Fighting tooth and nail, many have danced in this ball. Now, for the first time ever, the TNA Knockouts will compete in the Monsters Ball.
That's my match.
Yes, it is. I want you to transfer your aggression to Daphne. I need for you to be in her corner.
2 women, Taylor Wilde, tenacious, conditioned with the heart of a champion. Daphne, unstable, psychotic, walking the razor's edge. There won't be a fairy tale ending. Taylor Wilde faces Daphne with Abyss in her corner in the first ever TNA Knockouts Monsters Ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a TNA Knockout Monsters Ball match. It is scheduled for 1 fall. In this match, there is no disqualification. Anything goes, and weapons are legal. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Dr. Stevie and the Monster Abyss from Civil, Texas, Daphne.
Are you buying any of this psychiatric gaga from Dr. Stevie, this so-called transfer of aggression from the Monster Abyss to Daphne and this huge step forward in therapy?
I'll tell you what, as someone who studied psychiatry as long as I have and been a part of it, I do buy it 100%. Now, I'll tell you something. He does a lot of things that I disagree with. He does the Jovian theory, and I know you don't know what that is, and a lot of people don't, but I will say this. I agree with the fact that you have to transfer that aggression. You have to see it in another person before you can deal with it yourself, Mike today.
Jovian?
I'll tell you about it later.
Her opponent from Toronto, Ontario, Canada,
I think there were a lot of us when we heard about this history-making match tonight at Sacrifice, the first ever Knockouts Monsters Ball. A lot of us weren't really surprised to see Daphne involved, to see Abyss at ringside, Dr. Stevie as well, but you really think Taylor Wilde, the ex-Knockout champion, fits this kind of a match?
I'll tell you one thing, though, about Taylor Wilde, and yeah, you look at her, and you see that pretty face, and you think, why would she want to be a part of this? Because you know Daphne. I mean, you could just take one look at her and know that she loves the violence. She wants to inflict the physical pain. But when you think about how Taylor Wilde came in and the whole Awesome Kong thing, she's able to take the punishment. There's no doubt about that. But the bottom line is this is a different kind of punishment. It's a psychological punishment. I mean, it's getting hit with everything but the kitchen sink, and in this case, it could be the kitchen sink. And I tell you what, it can change things, and it'll change you mentally for the rest of your life.
Object of this match, pretty much the same as any other in wrestling, get that pin. But then when you take into account that it's no disqualification, that it's anything goes, and that the usage of weapons is encouraged, that's what separates it from a normal match, and then factor in the TNA knockouts.
I'll tell you one thing there you can see there is Taylor, as she's dumping the weapons in, and she's thinking she's setting them up for herself. All she's actually doing is giving Daphne the weapons to start the match with. You saw her take the detour side, use it to her advantage, and that's it. Like I said, it's a mindset. I mean, you've just got to put yourself in a survival of the fittest mode, that no matter what you've got to do, you are willing to do. No matter what kind of pain it's going to cause, you're willing to take it to win a match like this.
Daphne in control ever since Taylor took that time to toss the weapons in. That's the door that was open, and Taylor is driven into the corner by Daphne. This is all an effort to weaken her so that she can set her up for the potential usage of some of these weapons like the hockey stick, the trash can lid, the trash can, the crutch, everything else that's out here.
I'll tell you what I'm watching is I'm watching the body movement of the Monster Abyss as he's just looking on, and Dr. Stevie realizing what he's doing. I mean, Abyss needs to see this. Abyss needs to see what this aggression can do and what all these weapons can do to somebody. If he's going to get himself mentally right, you see Dr. Stevie there giving the perfect instructions to Daphne, leading her on, and I'll tell you what, I think it's the best therapy that Abyss has ever had.
Daphne screams as she comes right at Taylor, catches her with a forearm in the corner. Taylor holds onto that top rope so that she's not able to be tossed across, and then gets both of those boots right up into the face of Daphne. Float over by Taylor Wilde, and takes Daphne right by the head and throws her right into the trash can.
I'll tell you what, I've talked about it before, Mike, today, and how Daphne reminds me so much of my first wife, and how no matter what's in the kitchen, she's willing to use it to knock you over the head with.
Well, that time, the woman that reminds you of your, did you say your first ex-wife?
First of many.
I'm guessing so. Gets caught with a series of weapons and leads to the trash can being put on her head. Taylor Wilde using the hockey stick with several shots to the trash can and then the big kick.
I hope Abyss is watching and learning from this and realizing what can be done. The bottom line is now is if you wonder what kind of a position
let me get this right. Abyss is learning to see what's done when Dr. Stevie is trying to wean him off of weapons.
Mike, I'm telling you, if you don't realize what the therapy that's going on right now,
yeah, I know.
We need to talk about it at another time. Right now, we need to call
the Jovian theory.
Well, he's a doctor that nobody else knows about, but a very select few of psychiatrists. So for those of you at home looking it up, you're not going to find it if you Google it. It's only there for those that have studied psychiatry for years and years.
Wow. Daphne taken from the shoulders, tossed right on top of that trash can. And referee Hebner counts three.
Here is your winner,
Taylor Wilde gets the win in the first ever Knockouts Monster. No, what's this?
Oh, there's words going on right now between Dr. Stevie and Taylor Wilde. And
Dr. Stevie obviously not happy. Things didn't go his way here with Daphne. And now Daphne, even after the 3 count, Daphne's not done.
No, look at this. Well, this is all part of the therapy for Abyss, as you can see. And you can see Dr. Stevie rolling up the sleeves. Time to get to work here.
Well, it's going to be a hands-on experience when it comes to this transfer of aggression, right?
Absolutely. And now, wait a minute. He's telling her, no, don't do that. That's not what it's all about. And
we established back at Lockdown in Philadelphia that Dr. Stevie is wrestler Stevie Richards, and he's in the ring now. And he's telling Daphne, is he telling her no? Oh,
no, absolutely.
I thought it was just going to be don't use the weapons, but it was don't use that particular weapon.
Well, how is Abyss going to learn if he doesn't see the weapon that he brings to the ring put in action and the damage that it can cause? How's Abyss going to learn anything? This is what it was all about.
The thousands.
Taylor Wilde's getting ready to go in attacks.
Being spread across the ring by Dr. Stevie. Daphne's got Taylor Wilde. And wait a minute, did he say don't?
No, he's called Abyss in. This is the only way.
Oh, I see.
That he can learn from this whole situation.
Come on.
It's the only way. He's got to do it himself, and it's going to be hard. And I know it's tough when you're talking about a situation like putting a Taylor Wilde through it, but if he can get through this, he'll be able to get through anything.
And Dr. Stevie insisting and judging by his reactions here and actions, I think he's telling Abyss that and then he slaps it. He wants Abyss to choke slam Taylor Wilde into the tags. Oh, absolutely. Well, of course.
Well, I mean, it's tough therapy. I know that. It's not something that a lot of people can understand, but he's got to do it now. Abyss is going to have to face the wrath of Dr. Stevie as you see him get the belt in his hand.
Dr. Stevie using the intimidation tactics of the belt against the monster Abyss. And you can tell even through the mask that Abyss is having second thoughts about this as well as he should.
Oh, wait,
here comes our broadcast colleague Lauren down here. Whoa, now, come on, Abyss. This is Taylor Wilde's sorority sister. They have a long history, Lauren. And also, keep in mind that Lauren, well, Abyss considers Lauren his girlfriend.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is not a place for her right now. She's not helping them out.
Oh, come on.
Well, I don't agree with that, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. I don't agree with all of his methods.
Yeah, I know. Tough love, tough love.
But the bottom line is it's for Abyss's own good.
Oh, and Dr. Stevie threatens Lauren with the belt that he just whipped Abyss with. And well, Abyss is taking... Oh, Abyss is now taking Dr. Stevie right into the tax. Now that is a transfer of aggression.
Well, I just set the therapy back a whole nother 6 months. We got to break it down and start all over. He was so close.
Lauren came in, and Lauren able to save Taylor Wilde, but Dr. Stevie, well, the blood is flowing.
You can see the red on the shirt.
Through the back of that white shirt, courtesy of those thumbtacks. Ladies and gentlemen, before we hear from Jeff Jarrett, check out this video package on the TNA founder.
Success is a relative term. Fame, fortune, acclaim, I had it all in every organization I wrestled for. But then I sacrificed everything for a dream and founded TNA. The dream became a reality, the reality a phenomenon. But the journey has been tough, challenging, at times nearly debilitating. I sacrificed personal relationships and professional accolades for this. Because this is more than just a passion. This is my life.
TNA founder Jeff Jarrett. He has put everything on the table.
What are you going to sacrifice at Sacrifice? How about your voting shares inside TNA?
I'm all in. His majority stake in TNA Wrestling, his life's grand dream. Will the King of the Mountain lose his standing, his stature, and ultimately his reason for being in TNA?
This ain't business anymore. This is personal.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's JP, Jeremy Borash here backstage, and I have some exclusive news just for the people tonight who joined us at Sacrifice. This coming Thursday on Impact, 3 big names will be appearing on this program you probably didn't expect. 2 former World Heavyweight Champions will be here on this program, and our newest addition to the TNA Knockouts. I will give you their names. You don't have to wait till Thursday. Right now, just for the pay-per-view audience, all you need to do is text TNA to 81676 on your mobile phone, absolutely free of charge, and I will tell you who will be there this Thursday, and I guarantee you it's a shocker. Ladies and gentlemen, TNA to 81676. It'll be very historic this Thursday. And speaking of historic, I guess this is, Jeff Jarrett, a kind of a surreal moment for me, for you, for anybody who was there 7 years ago when you had the vision to start TNA Wrestling, when you mortgaged your house to start this company. Now fast forward, 7 years later, here we are at Sacrifice, and Jeff Jarrett, you have everything on the line tonight. Your voting power as an owner of this company is on. And if you're pinned tonight, well, you and I will just be co-workers, Jeff.
You know, as they say, JB, there is no tomorrow. It all comes down to tonight and the Sacrifice main event. You know, JB, it's real simple. I can't make a single mistake. Because if I do, it could cost me everything I've worked for my entire life. You know, there's so much at stake, JB. And when I realized that as long as Mick Foley is the TNA champion, that this company, the company that I founded, is going to continue to take steps backwards. Well, JB, I can't afford that. You can't afford that. None of us can in this economy, in this world we live in. So tonight, there's only one option. And that's for me to make sure that the belt is taken away from Mick Foley.
The time has come for us to ask you a few questions. Why is it that you and Suicide have the exact same build, move the exact same way in the ring? Why is it that every time Suicide comes from God knows where and ends up in the middle of this ring, all these people chant your name?
You're the one coming out here dressed like a character from a video game.
I don't have time for video games or masks or repelling.
You've been Suicide since day one. All you did was find a loophole to come back and steal my partner's X Division title.
If you worried a little bit more about how to beat Suicide rather than who's under that mask, you might not have got your butt kicked. You want to know who Suicide is?
You're Suicide, you shapeshifter.
Ask him yourself.
Let's take that hood off, Daniels. It's time to show yourself.
Oh, they've got him now in a position where they can just take the mask off. And that's what Lethal's going to do right now. Here comes Daniels to the rescue.
And I'm still convinced that's Daniels in the Suicide costume. But who the hell is this guy that's impersonating Daniels?
Suicide.
The X Division Championship is on the line as Daniels takes on Suicide.
Up next at Sacrifice, it's the first of 4 championship matches this evening. With the X Division title belt at stake, it's on the line, and let's preview it for you with the X Factors for this match. Since arriving in TNA, Suicide has been a man of mystery. Finally, the Motor City Machine Guns and Lethal Consequences proven wrong. He is not Daniels. When Daniels saved Suicide from being unmasked at the hands of Saban, Shelley, Lethal, and Creed, he bartered a deal for an X Division championship match. And Daniels is considered one of the X Division pioneers with 3 past title reigns. His recent rehiring by Jeff Jarrett opens things up for his 4th stint as champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, TNA Sacrifice continues with this X Division Championship match. Scheduled for one fall, introducing first the challenger from the City of Angels, Daniels.
As we just saw in the video package, right place, right time for Daniels for a number of reasons. Save Suicide from being unmasked, then at the same time, he was able to make that deal. He said, you owe me one, and you owe me one means a title match.
His opponent is the TNA X Division champion, Suicide.
Is he going to repel? Nope. There he is, right in the middle of the ring. And I'll tell you what, though. You and I, Mike, today have argued about this.
Slight difference of opinion.
Disagreed over the entire situation, and we both have our theories. To me,
I'm still not convinced.
No, I've gained. I'll tell you what I've gained. I've gained a respect for Daniels, and here's why. To be able to mastermind this entire thing to get the belt back. I mean, he had the belt when he was Suicide. There's no doubt that he was Suicide. But for him now to be able to manipulate the system, you got to give him credit. I'm sorry. I got a newfound respect for the fact that he's able to manipulate this whole thing. And all you people are sitting there going, well, it's obviously not Daniels because he's not there. Well, of course it's not Daniels now. But the bottom line is Daniels is going to be able to walk out of here X Division champion tonight. Oh, great display of sportsmanship coming up right there. Absolutely.
Pre-match handshake between champion and challenger. In a sense, when you think about Suicide, since arriving here last year, the mystery persona that he exudes, it's a form of mind games. Because the Motor City Machine Guns, Lethal Consequences, even yourself, Don West, you were so focused on proving to the world that Daniels is Suicide that well, maybe you lose that concentration in other terms, and that opens things up for Daniels to come in and become the challenger tonight.
I'll tell you what, I put this on as one of the biggest conspiracies that we've ever seen. I mean, think about Lee Harvey Oswald, JFK. Think about whether man actually walked on the moon. I mean, think about Area 51. This is all right up there. This whole entire thing, and everybody's going, who's Suicide? The bottom line is it doesn't matter who's under that mask right now. The bottom line is that Daniels was able to organize this whole entire thing. And for that, you got to tip your cap.
So, what role did Daniels play in getting the Motor City Machine Guns, Lethal Consequences, and yourself to make these accusations?
Don't even get me started, Mike. Let's just call the action out there. We don't have time to get into all the different aspects of it. I mean, I've tried to explain it so much, and you don't seem to be catching on.
Shot off into the ropes, but Daniels able to connect with the shoulder block. Suicide barely allows a 1 count. You see the nice exchange here that ends with Daniels grabbing the side headlock and maintaining control as Suicide down to a knee.
I mean, I think Stevie Wonder can see what's going on right here. I mean, this is absolutely, it's plain as night and day.
We talked about Daniels being considered one of the X Division pioneers 3 times in the past. He has held that X Division championship belt. The situation came up where Jeff Jarrett thought that feast or firing, that enough time had lapsed, and he was rehired back here in TNA, and as he looks for his 4th run as X Division champion, it would be his first in over 2 years. Primarily because of the absence when he was away from TNA.
You're just trying to get me going, aren't you, Professor? I mean, let's bring the Jeff Jarrett situation back. How convenient, when you've got a guy that we know is Daniels who's Suicide, how convenient is it that Jeff Jarrett just happens to bring Daniels back? Which, of course, now, what are they going to do? How are we going to get that situation resolved? Explain that. Now what we got to do is we got to somehow get the belt back to the guy who had it to begin with. You got to figure out a way to transfer it back. Explain that, Mike.
Oh, I'm sure that Daniels has figured this out already. At least that's what you think in your mind as Daniels rolls out to the floor. Let's see if Suicide can follow up the edge that he has as he rolls through with the somersault right on top of Daniels on the floor.
Well, I mean, you've got to make it convincing. There's no doubt about that. And if there's one person that knows how to do that, it's Daniels. And I got to tell you something. I got some questions about Curry Man, but that's for another day.
Now where are you going? Would you give me a road map out here?
Don't get me started.
Curry Man. Suicide follows up the advantage that he has with a series of short punches. Jabs right to the head. As Daniels comes off the ropes. He's taken over the hip toss, and then Suicide able to connect with the leg drop, and then goes right for the cover and a 2 count from referee senior official Rudy Charles.
I mean, you got to give credit. I mean, this guy, Suicide, is talented. There's no doubt about it, because he's got to be. I mean, if you're going to be out there and pose as Suicide, you've got to have the skills, the ability, and he's obviously got them. I mean, he's incredible, and that's the fun thing about this. That's what's made this so much fun. Even though we've argued and disagreed about it, you and I have been enthralled with this whole Daniels Suicide situation. I'd love to know who's in there right now.
Suicide went for the hip toss a 2nd time. It was seen by Daniels, well scouted in advance, and he was able to counter with this abdominal stretch. Not sure if he's going to be able to get a submission here from Suicide or not, but in the process, look at what he's doing to wear Suicide down in terms of his lower back at this point, continuing to torque on the head and apply pressure to the back of the champion.
Well, you can see Suicide there doing what he's got to do to get himself out of the hold and driving himself down right there on the face of Christopher Daniels. But again, they're able to do this so well. You wonder how hard was the force that Suicide brought it on.
So you think that they're together at this point? They're working together in this match? Is that what you're telling me?
Buddy, this couldn't be more choreographed in my mind. This is absolutely genius. This is I mean, I did, like I said, to me, this is just, I look at it, I watch how it's going down, and I'm just like, wow, unbelievable. I mean, I wonder if he's going to get both checks for this match tonight. How does that work? Does the other guy got to split half of it with him?
I think you've lost him. Daniels, nice kick, takes the champ down. That baby was right on the target. Now, Taking a look at the face, looking into the eyes of Daniels, the challenger, you can sense that he's got that confidence level rising. Headbutt connects with one, then a second one, and only the ropes holding up Suicide at this point, and a third headbutt has him rocking, and the champ's down.
Well, this is his opportunity right here. Well, that'd be a little too quick if we did it right then.
Daniels back to the offense, picks up Suicide at the head, at the mask, and drives him down with a slam. And now Daniels goes split leg off the top, connects with the moonsault, right back on top for the cover in the 2 count.
I'll tell you what I'm amazed by, Mike, is the crowd reaction. I mean, you know, as someone who studied, you know, entertainment crowds and sports crowds and everything that you can watch, they don't know who to pull for. They're in a situation right now where they want to pull for Daniels because they're so glad to see him out there, but yet they want to pull for Suicide because they think that might be Daniels anyway. And it's a situation where they're intrigued, they're undecided, and they can't figure it out.
I mean, there's part of that theory that I agree with. Not entirely, however, as Daniels connects with the clothesline and right back on top for the cover. No, 2 only. I think the people here are split in terms of who they really want to win this match. I think that's because of the respect that they have for both of these individuals, for Suicide and Daniels.
Just try to be objective. Just try to look at this thing, and as somebody who's...
That's what you're telling me?
Absolutely.
Try to be objective?
I mean, think about it. You've seen as much, I mean, you've seen as much wrestling tape as anybody I know of in the world, and except for, of course, myself. But the bottom line is you got to look at this and just look at the whole story as it's unfolding. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Nice comeback.
Springing off that middle rope, Suicide caught Daniels unaware, follow up with first a clothesline, and then the sweep of the legs, and then drops that leg again, and the leg drop followed with the pin, the lateral cover, but no, 2 only.
Got to give him credit. Suicide knows his role, buddy. He's convincing. He's as convincing as anybody I've seen. He's great.
One of the moves that we've seen from Suicide, again, well scouted by Daniels. Grabbed Daniels around the head. It was like he was going to send him off into the corner, into the turnbuckles, but Daniels able to stop that and then connect with the kick. And Suicide down, and Daniels tries to regroup. Running double sledge, forearm shot to the side of the head, and then the spin kick by Daniels. Series of moves has him back in control. Punch to the midsection. Suicide tries to fight it off, instead bridging suplex, and no, 2 only. Daniels close to becoming X Division champ right there.
You know, you think about the locker room, Mike, and all the people that have talked about it. We know what the Guns feel. They came out and said it. Even Jay Lethal and Consequences Creed even believed it. But you and I have heard rumblings back in the locker room. We've heard it from other people there. A lot of them are questioning what's going on. A lot of them are wanting to know what's behind this entire Suicide situation.
As Suicide comes into the corner, Daniels able to sidestep him and then take him up into the air and drive him down back first to the mat. Motions that he's headed for potential BME, best moonsault ever. Suicide moves, so Daniels lands on his feet. Nice adjustment in mid-move by Daniels at that point.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, let's just get this over with, Daniels. It's time. Done an incredible job. I mean, the play has been absolutely beautifully written, beautifully performed. Here we go. Like I said, incredible.
Daniels and Suicide fighting for position. And Daniels takes Suicide that time and caught him with both a knee and also a move around the head. Suicide rolls out to the floor, and Daniels can sense right now that he's got the champ where he wants him. Oh, went for that split leg moonsault, and Suicide able to get the knees in perfect position, and that's what Daniels caught on the way down.
I mean, when you look at that and you watch what you see, that's the kind of a thing that's going to convince a crowd. That's the kind of thing that's going to convince a crowd that what they're seeing right now is real and it's actual. And I mean, it's a thing of beauty. And the fact that Daniels could just take that kind of punishment. But you've got to be able to do what you got to do when you've got your master plan put in play.
It's like I'm calling this match with Oliver Stone, the way you have this conspiracy theory. Easy. Suicide has turned things around on Daniels, and Daniels has got him up on the ramp, elevates him high overhead, and Suicide crashes down on the entrance ramp.
Don't gotta get personal. Tell you what, vicious shot though, as Suicide just caught that ramp. I mean, the bottom line is, you can't, no matter how you look at it, that was still a body crunching onto the hard ramp.
Now, even if they are working together, right, wink, wink, Here he is, lined up for a shot at a clothesline, and instead Suicide takes Daniels up to his shoulders. Watch out! Right down the ramp, and I think Suicide took a part of that, even though it was Daniels taking the brunt of the blow. See,
caught his foot or something, yeah.
Something happened on the way down. Referee Rudy Charles going to put in the count here with both men down and out on the floor. Rudy's at 2.
I'm trying to figure out how it all comes into play, but the bottom line is Suicide actually caught himself just as bad. I mean, that's one of those situations when you try something like that, maybe it's something you've not done before. Maybe Daniels just showed you how to do that a couple days ago. I don't know how that all works, but the bottom line is sometimes those things can go awry, and that was one of those situations.
There's a lot of things that you don't know how they work, as Daniels and Suicide both near at the same time. Suicide in right before the 10. Daniels tries to take advantage, springing in, but no, not able to catch the 3 count. Quick drop down. Suicide's got Daniels down for 2. Right back to the offense goes Daniels, but he's cut off. And a meeting of the minds there. I think their heads jarred together as both went for the shoulder block. It ends up with Daniels going out to the floor. Suicide in the ring. He's down, and now Daniels got the count from... What's Chris Sabin doing down here?
Well, they're in a situation. I think they're like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. You guys are putting on a hell of a show here. And you can see that Chris Sabin
Sabin's out here to sort of call them out on that, huh?
Well, absolutely.
Watch out, Alex Shelley in the ring. Oh, the knees right into the head, the face of Suicide. Sabin was out here for one thing, to distract the referee, Rudy Charles. That enabled Shelley to come in the ring and connect with the move on Suicide.
Well, absolutely. The bottom line was they had to get this thing jump-started, and now look at this. Daniels taking full advantage of it.
Through 2 in. 3 count, and Daniels is the champ.
Here is your winner, and new TNA Division Champion.
How about that?
Daniels.
Whoa, who called that one, Mike? We got us a new, quote-unquote, X-Division champion. You're speechless.
I mean, I have to admit, you predicted that Daniels was going to win the X Division title. I'm not exactly sure that I agree with you when it comes to Suicide playing along. Let's go back. Let's review what went down in this title match.
Well, you can see where both of them were knocked down, and this is when the Motor City Machine Guns had just had enough of this charade. You see Chris Sabin coming down, Alex Shelley goes in, and it's like, if Daniels isn't going to finish him off, I'll go ahead and do it for you. And now Daniels can go in there and not get the resistance from Suicide.
And Daniels rolls through with the pin, and if you notice, Daniels never saw the interference by Shelley.
Oh, come on. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. All right, what's Daniels doing?
Daniels asking for the microphone.
Wait. No. As bad as I want to be champion again, I don't want it like that. I don't want to win it like that. Suicide, hey, I swear to you, I had nothing to do with that. That's just the Guns doing their dumb crap. I swear to you, I had nothing to do with that. Look. Come on, man, this is my first title shot in 16 months. I don't want it to end like this. Can you just give us 5 more minutes? Let us finish this the right way.
He's asking for 5 minutes. Try and explain that as part of your conspiracy theory.
Suicide, you want 5 more minutes?
5 more minutes, come on.
You want 5 more minutes, Suicide? Daniels wants it, do you want it? They both want it. 5 minutes, start now.
You have to appreciate the sportsmanship of Daniels.
Let me tell you,
this is going to be good.
This is beautiful. The drama. Think about it. Now he knows that people can always say, oh, if it wasn't for the Guns, you wouldn't have had this or that. He wants to make sure that all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted. And I mean, wow. I get more respect for Daniels every day. Unbelievable. Let's go 5 more minutes.
Had his his 4th stint as X Division champion. Instead, he turns down the title belt because he was watching the big screen and saw that replay package that showed the interference by the Guns. Here's a quick roll-up, and Daniels going to go right in the first minute of this special 5-minute session here with Suicide. Going to try and put him away.
Well, he realized that the entire crowd, the entire world at home also saw the replay package, and all of them can look at him and say, foul, fraud. He had to do this 5-minute thing. I mean, you got to give him credit. He's able to somehow take that situation and pull it right back to him. He gets the Oscar.
Well, you really are starting to believe your own garbage, aren't you?
I'm
Here's
more
Suicide. Watch Suicide now cover.
No, he's not getting the pin. No way.
Suicide and Daniels in a special 5-minute overtime session. After the title match, and the championship belt is at stake in this 5-minute overtime period. Suicide sent off into the corner. A weary Daniels comes at him just a split second late, and that hurt Daniels. Suicide quickly up to the top. Here's a side roll right into the cover. No. And then Daniels immediately down. Submission hold. Submission hold applied. And Suicide trying to fight through that. The clutch.
They're taking this all the way to the end. They got the crowd hook, line, and sinker. You got to give them credit for that. Now, what's the situation we have here, Mike? Can we get all the way through the 5 minutes?
Well, you get through the 5 minutes at that point, and neither man has a pin. Is that what you're asking me? Well, then the title belt would go back to Suicide.
Okay. Just double checking, making sure how Daniels was playing this thing.
And that's the situation. Daniels wins the title, doesn't want to take it because of the Guns interference, and that's why, because of his sportsmanship, he offered this 5-minute bonus match.
All right, I got it.
Suicide driven down. Here goes Daniels. Here's 1, here's 2, no, shoulder rolled.
Looking at about 2 minutes left here in this situation. To me, it's not a matter of how it's a matter of how it's going to happen. Not who it's going to happen to. It's a matter of how it's going to happen.
And obviously, you're convinced that in this last couple of minutes of this 5-minute overtime, that Daniels is going to become X Division champion again.
And all we got to do is you got to give both men credit because of the incredible effort that they performed out here. It's absolutely beautiful.
Champ leapfrog over. Impactful drop kick sends Daniels right into the corner. Here's the pin, no, 2 only. Daniels able to get that shoulder up.
Oh, he got it up plenty of time.
Now, all of a sudden now, this match in this 5-minute overtime has turned in favor in terms of momentum back to the champ as Daniels tries to fight back, but Suicide getting the better of it.
I'll tell you what, Suicide, it's absolutely been impressive tonight, and just the way that he's hung in there, and the way that he's kept this thing going, the way that he's made it so believable. And I'll tell you what, if I'm Daniels, I'd requested him next time, like, hey, a little too close here.
Little over a minute remains in this 5-minute extra session, this overtime match with the TNA X Division title going to the winner in this 5-minute period. Daniels down. Suicide continues the offense, and there you see that countdown clock on your screen as we are under a minute.
Oh, we're going to get down to that LeBron James last second shot time. I'm sure you got to have the
roll through. Here's
moment.
2, no. Daniels almost getting the 3 count that time, and you can see both champion and challenger are weary here in the extra session. Daniels stops Suicide and drives him down again. Motions that he's headed to the corner.
Little BME
I'm guessing best moonsault ever.
That's how we do it.
Up.
Oh, yes.
Suicide able to catch him as he came off with the best moonsault ever, and Suicide,
no! Of course he doesn't get him. But that was so close.
Well, something's got to happen here for Daniels in the last 15 seconds. If your conspiracy theory is to prove true, countdown clock shows that we're under 10 seconds. Here comes Suicide in the corner. They're trying to put him away. There's the knees. Here's the pin. Here's 1, 2. Oh, right at the bell.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 5-minute overtime has expired. Suicide remains the TNA X Division champion.
All right, Don, that's your chance. That's your cue. Explain yourself. Explain your conspiracy theory.
Well, my God! My God! Suicide double-crossed him! Daniels lost track of do some investigation through this whole thing, but I'm telling you, look at Daniel's face. There's either a double crossman involved here, or Daniel's completely lost track of the time. Oh, man, now what can he do? He's blown it.
You get an answer for everything, don't you? Daniels presenting the championship belt back to Suicide with a handshake, and it's because of Daniel's sportsmanship that that championship belt goes back home to the defending title holder.
I got nothing.
That's what I thought. I knew you had nothing. And check out the leader, the godfather of the main event mafia, working out with his security troops backstage. He's putting that leadership role at stake tonight here at Sacrifice in the title match. And up next at tonight's pay-per-view, the TNA Knockout Championship. It's at stake. It's on the line. Here's the video package.
Through your wrongdoings, you have awakened the beast. Angry and vengeful, she is stalking your every move. Hungry for your blood. She has destroyed your allies with you in mind, wanting to rip you limb from limb. The title you took from her is no longer what she seeks. What she wants now is to see you smashed and mangled on the mat. Angelina Love, you have upset the balance of nature. Now you must step inside the six-sided ring with the untamed, awesome Kong. You will only survive on your ability because there is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Stay on your guard and fight like you have never fought before because you have incurred the wrath of Awesome Kong. Awesome Kong challenges Angelina Love for the TNA Women's Knockout Championship.
Yes, the opportunity for revenge as well as the opportunity to regain her title is up next for Awesome Kong as she squares off against Angelina Love with the knockout title at stake. And let's go to the knockouts tail of the tape to preview this matchup. The Beautiful People's transformation of the knockout division culminated in the haircutting of Awesome Kong. Awesome Kong proceeded to eliminate Madison Rayne, Velvet Sky, and Cute Kip in stretcher matches, leaving Angelina Love without backup. And tonight at Sacrifice, it's the final step in Kong's plan of revenge. Not only does she finally get her hands on Angelina, she also has that chance to once again become knockout champion, a title belt that she has dominated since its inception.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest at TNA Sacrifice is for the TNA Women's Knockout Championship. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first the challenger. She is accompanied by Raisha Saeed. She stands 6 feet 1 inches tall. She weighs 272 3/8 pounds. She is Awesome Kong.
No further need to carry that 8x10 picture of Angelina Love in hand, as Kong has been doing in recent weeks. She's just a couple of seconds away from finally getting her hands on Angelina. This after systematically eliminating the other members of the Beautiful People, with Madison Rayne, Velvet Sky, and Cute Kip being sent out of here on stretchers.
Representing the Beautiful People, she is the defending TNA Women's Knockout Champion, Angelina Love.
Well, Mike, today, this match is not going to be won on brawn. It's going to be won on brains. It's going to be a matter of outlasting the wrath of Kong. I mean, let's face it. Physically, when you look at him, it's a mismatch, obviously. But the bottom line is Angelina got that belt because she understands it's being in the right place at the right time. And yeah, she looks a little intimidated.
A little?
But in my mind, you want Kong to think you're intimidated. You want Kong to have that extra confidence. You want Kong to think she's going to come right in there, bam, 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 and it's going to be all over. I think it's great strategy. Play the mind game. Angelina knows she's going to take punishment. Angelina knows she's going to get hurt. But she also knows she's got the stamina and the brains to outlast Kong and keep that knockout championship.
Oh, you really have all the answers, don't you? You're saying that this look of fear on the face of the knockout champion, Angelina Love, is in essence mind games to try and get Kong away from that total tunnel vision when it comes to gaining revenge and regaining the knockout championship.
I'm sure she's apprehensive. I mean, you've got to be apprehensive. It's awesome Kong, for goodness sakes. But the bottom line is, wow, you can see, though, that she just wants Kong to come out and burn herself out early. Cover up. That's what you got to do. You got to cover up. Just take the blows.
Rights and lefts in the corner from Kong on Angelina. She goes to back up that near 300 pounds into the corner. Angelina, very fortunately for her, able to roll out of the way of Kong's path of wrath.
Absolutely. You let them burn themselves out. It reminds me of Zaire. Remember when George Foreman was such a beast? Ali had no chance. They said he was going to get killed. He was going to get killed. The bottom line was, when it was all said and done, Foreman had nothing left.
So this is what you would call apprehensive? Tried to run for her life, went over the guardrail, and Kong brings her back in.
That's smart.
And that's a double chop to the sides of the head of Angelina Love.
Mike, if Awesome Kong was chasing after you, wouldn't you jump over a guardrail? I mean, the bottom line is you got to wear her out.
You just gave me 10 minutes on how she was just trying to get Kong right into her web, right into her trap. And now all of a sudden you're saying that that's all part of the plan, and why wouldn't I run too?
I'm telling you, Mike, it's you got to read the whole chapter. The bottom line is you're going to have to take some punishment early. That's the way it is. You got to outlast. You got to hang in there.
Think of the punishment that Madison Rayne, Velvet Sky, and even Cute Kip had to endure as Angelina sent them out to do her own dirty work in the past couple of weeks on Impact.
All part of the plan to give Kong a little bit more confidence.
And all part of the plan on Kong's part to eliminate any of that backup so that Angelina's out here flying solo on her own and takes her and puts her head first right into the steel guardrail.
I'll tell you what, Angelina Love, though, very smart. Make sure she got her arms up there, her hands to cover her head, take the blow. You got to realize how much that's taking out of Kong to fling her into the guardrail.
Angelina once again tossed in, back first into the steels, totally unprotected.
Anytime now, Angelina.
And the champion just goes down in a heap. Kong right on her like a full court press, kicks her in the back, and yeah, anytime, Angelina, you might want to kick that offense into gear.
I mean, she will, but I'm with you. I mean, you can turn it around her. I mean, there's only so much anyone's going to be able to take.
Let's go, come on.
Knife edge chop to the chest. Just hear that echo reverberate.
Good position.
Oh, look at that spinning back fist. And I've got to give you at least some bit of credit there. That was Angelina setting up Kong so that the back fist went right into the steel post, and then she shoves her twice, repeatedly back into the steel, and then a third time as well, and that time Kong went in head first.
I tell you what, she took all that punishment to get her set up. You saw how she put herself right in front of that post. I mean, there she did. Now she's calling for a count out. She wants Slick Johnson to count. That's a smart move. Get it over right here.
She wants a cheap win by count out.
Take a win anyway you
so
get
that
one.
she can retain her title, but she didn't do enough damage to Kong. Here comes the challenger back in, but left herself wide open for that kick.
Man, we call that the Botox injection.
What do you mean we call that the Botox injection?
We sit together at night and work on moves and figure out what we're going to call them, but great move on her part. As you can see, Kong down, vulnerable, great spot, and another great shot. Angelina Love poured it on. I mean, look at this. The tide is turned. The momentum has turned.
What's to agree with you there as Kong tries to get things rolling here, and Kong slowly makes her way back up, and now back up to her feet, and even though Angelina's driving in those boots, you can see that maybe she's having second thoughts about everything at this point.
All right, this wasn't part of the plan here.
How about this?
Actually, the ring post was pretty much supposed to end it.
Pretty much the beginning and the end of the plan. And that's pretty obvious here as Angelina rolls out and says, that's enough. Oh, she's going to take a count-out loss here? Backing up the ramp right into Raisha Saeed.
Oh, this is not right. Why does Raisha Saeed get the help call? This 2-on-1 garbage is baloney.
What a shot from Kong, coming like a 300-pound freight train, and Angelina turns around and just gets decked the back of her head right down on the entrance ramp. And
Who
now
hired this official?
Kong takes Angelina by the blonde hair, tosses her in, and now this is the chance for Kong to finish her off. Wow. Big leg drop. Here's a pin attempt, but Kong says no, there's more.
Tell you what, sometimes you gotta live to fight another day. If I had a white towel, I'd throw it in. Okay, don't even allow this, Slick.
Here we go. Awesome Kong, middle rope. Yeah, went for the splash, and Angelina miraculously able to avoid that contact.
Beautiful setup here. Angelina Love, you know what? Always got a plan. Look at that. Look at that little grin on her face.
What does she have in her hand?
Oh, she's got that spray. That what you got to do, what you got to do. Way number one is to help the hygiene. That's what it's for.
And Raisha rolls up on the apron.
Oh, come on!
In a tug-of-war with whatever Angelina has. Oh, my. Raisha gets knocked down to the concrete, courtesy of Kong, and then Kong gets sprayed right in the eyes. She just got blinded. She just got blinded.
She retained it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and still TNA Women's Knockout Champion, Angelina Love.
I told you, Mike, today, it's all about what's between the ears, and Angelina Love not only has beautiful ears, but she's got beautiful brains. Unbelievable. I mean, that was unreal. Took all that punishment and had the plan in the end.
Able to take that spray and blind Awesome Kong and get one of the luckiest wins I think I've ever seen.
All right.
Looks like Kong.
Get out of there.
Looks like Kong has cleared her vision.
Okay,
after
come
the
on.
chops.
Oh, now this is just too much. You lost, you got to deal with it. You lost fair and square.
Kong's not done. Kong may not get the title back tonight, but
not those implants, no!
Implant buster by Awesome Kong.
That's a fine. Huge fine. You don't do that to the champion. You lost. You take it.
I don't think Kong's done yet. Not judging by that look in her face.
Come on.
Angelina trying to crawl.
I'm appalled with this bloodthirsty crowd screaming for more.
You ready for another implant buster?
No.
First the right, then the left.
No. Security, somebody in this. Sore loser.
No, Awesome Kong did not win back the TNA Knockout title, but even you have to agree that she got the last word against Angelina. Arguably the biggest individual sacrifice tonight, it's Sting putting his career at stake.
For 2 decades, I ruled the ring. As a 12-time world champion, fame, fortune, an enduring legacy found me. I had it all. 3 years ago, I walked away. There was nothing more that I had to gain. Nothing left to prove. But I couldn't stay away. I sacrificed contentment for one more go-around. It wasn't the glory, not the fame, nor the echoes of the crowd that kept calling. It was the voice of my soul. This ring defines me. This is where I need to be.
The icon Sting.
If anybody pins me at Sacrifice, it'll be the last time that you ever see Sting wrestle.
His illustrious career hangs in the balance. Over 20 years of greatness for another shot at the title. Will this be the last match of Sting's illustrious career?
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the Icon Sting, one of the 4 participants in tonight's main event here at Sacrifice, where everybody is putting something up. Somebody will be making the ultimate sacrifice. Kurt Angle putting up his role as the leader of the main event mafia. Jeff Jarrett putting up his voting power as an owner in this company. Mick Foley putting up the World Heavyweight Championship. But Sting, I dare say, you have the most to lose tonight. You have offered up your career. The final chapter in the amazing career of the Book of Sting may be written tonight. And Sting, certainly May 24th, 2009 could be a historic night for many reasons. But I know tonight, with your career on the line, that has to be weighing on you deeply.
Yeah, JB, it is inevitable that TNA Wrestling fans sooner or later will be watching me wrestle my last match, but I do not plan on it being tonight. I purposely put my career on the line to assure myself that I had no option other than to win this match tonight. Because I'm not finished yet, JB. I made a promise to myself. I made a promise to this business that I was going to bring back the honor and the respect that I walked into 20-some years ago when I started. And Mick, I retire on my terms and my terms only. And tonight, my terms are this. I'm going to continue on the way the Stinger always has, starting with you and the TNA World Title. It's showtime.
Beginning, I was raw, I was untapped. They said I was the future of professional wrestling. I lived up to that hype. I cut a swath of destruction through this company that's never been seen since. And something went wrong. Things began to change. Was it politics? Was it the great veterans holding me down? Was it Joe? Was it something inside of me that made me stop when all I've ever done since I've been here is push forward? The fact of the matter is, it was something with me that got me to this point. It was fear. Fear of what I'm capable of doing. Anytime a man comes to this point in his life, he can sit down, he can be good, he can live a comfortable existence in a life of mediocrity, or he can take what he wants. He can shake things up and do things the way they were meant to be done. So I said to myself, Joe, no more fear, no more wondering, no more doubt.
This world runs on one thing: violence. We thrive it. We need it. You know, they say there's a nation of violence running around TNA. Well, at Sacrifice, there's gonna be violence, all right. Yeah, it's gonna ride into town. Its name ain't gonna be Samoa Joe. The name will be Kevin Nash.
Big Sexy Kevin Nash takes on Samoa Joe and his nation of violence.
Ladies and gentlemen, TNA Sacrifice continues with this one-fall contest. Introducing first, representing the main event mafia, from Detroit, Michigan, Big Sexy Kevin Nash.
You don't get a nickname like Big Sexy without being confident, without being cocky. But you think Kevin Nash has any idea what he got himself into when he signed on the dotted line for a one-on-one match against the Nation of Violence?
I'll tell you what, I'm very concerned about my good friend Kevin Nash, but one thing I've got to say, when you look at Kevin, look at that physique, look at that build. You can tell that he has been in the gym, he's been working out, he's been absolutely getting himself prepared. He knows he's going to take some violence. He knows he's going to handle some pain.
His opponent from the Nation of Violence, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe!
Since suffering that injury at the hands of the main event mafia that sidelined him for well over a month, Samoa Joe has come back a completely different man, a completely different individual. You seem to have all the answers as we see Joe come down with that black towel covering his head. We have seen him in the past month or two having some kind of communication with a mystery advisor.
Well, somebody's giving him some advice and telling him how he needs to go about this, because Joe, I think, is so emotional and he's so wrapped up in this anger and this violence that someone's got to give him some direction. And the bottom line is this: whoever it is, whoever's telling him what to do, he's been unstoppable ever since. And you got to admit, and don't get me wrong, I'm impressed with Samoa Joe. I've become a fan of Samoa Joe just because he's just so intriguing when he comes out here and destroys everybody. But the bottom line is somebody has got some kind of control over him, and they've got a master plan.
Could agree with you, unstoppable, but when you compare the career of Samoa Joe and you look back just a couple of years ago, he was unstoppable when he first came in to TNA, but now he's unstoppable in a totally different manner and a much more violent manner than before.
Yeah, I think he was somebody that lost his edge, and he had to find it, and by finding it, he had to take it to a whole nother level. The old Samoa Joe was never going to be the same. Now, you got to be impressed here with Big Sexy, that experience. The thing that Joe's always done is he's always taken you from the beginning. Here lately, he's come out from the onslaught. Look how Kevin Nash has neutralized the Nation of Violence this early on. And I mentioned it. I mean, you and I were even talking about earlier when we saw Kevin walking through today, how great a shape this guy's in and how serious he's taking this matchup.
And it was imperative for him, if he was going to survive against Samoa Joe, to come out with some kind of a game plan, and that strategy is pretty obvious here as he tries to take Joe up in that jackknife, and then Joe rolls through, and Joe applies the ankle lock.
I tell you what, this is where Joe shows you how good he is, how incredible in that ring he is. He's not just about coming out there, throwing the kicks and the punches and knocking you down. He's a Samoan submission machine. He'll grab any part of your body, twist it the direction he wants to twist it, and he'll make you tap out.
Joe got that leg scissored, and Nash doesn't hurt to be 7 feet tall either when you're reaching for those ring ropes, and that's a bonus. That's an advantage for Nash in this match as he gets the rope break, and Joe right back on him again. The opening minute flurry of Kevin Nash has been turned right around, and we talked about the main event mafia putting Joe on the disabled list. It's almost like they pushed him over the ledge, because from that point forward, he has been this unstoppable individual, the Nation of Violence, the Nation of One, and he unleashes the offense in the corner, and that sends Nash out to the floor.
Well, you think about the baseball bat to the back, you think about the hand in the chair, and I mean, we didn't see Joe for months. I mean, they took him completely out of commission. And it was a situation that the main event mafia had to do what they had to do at that time. I mean, that was a decision that they made collectively, and they did it. This is just one of those times where sometimes you reap what you sow. And like I said, I'm so conflicted in this matchup, but it's one of those things where Kevin Nash knew that this day was going to come, and he never shied from it, never ran from it. You got to give him credit for that. He's come out with a game plan, and he's going to take whatever Joe's gotten. You never know. He may have more for him here at the end, and that's what you got to do.
Then think back to the long-term history between these two, not just that situation between the main event mafia and Samoa Joe when they injured him, but think back to that long time period when Kevin Nash was a teacher. He was a mentor to Samoa Joe.
Well, he was. I mean, it was one of those things that started with an insult where Samoa Joe just insulted the best friend of Kevin Nash, and then Kevin Nash was willing to forgive, able to forgive. He taught him, he trained him, but he had to train Joe the ultimate lesson, and that is, don't trust anybody in this business. Oh, man, you can just feel the vibration.
With the steel chair by Nash, Joe avoids it. Now, Joe takes the steel chair to wicked blow, and Nash really caught that one flush on the back and on the side of the arm, and there goes Nash head first right into the steel steps.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's one of those situations there where if you miss, he was right by that ring post, and the vibration, the pain that chair can cause in your hands, it makes them go numb, and you lose the feeling. Joe able to grab that chair right back, hit it, and then take the head and slam it down in the steel steps, and it was real close to the corner there of the steps when he hit him.
What an intimidating look by Samoa Joe towards the referee, Andrew Thomas. And Nash, as you can see, Kevin Nash, his forehead has been busted wide open. The repeated punches by Joe, one shot after the other to the top of the head, and Nash is dazed.
Did you see his eyes? They just rolled in the back of his head, and Samoa Joe, you could just see where his pressure point is now. It's that blood on the forehead. You saw the flat fist, and you saw the elbows coming down. I mean, he can smell the blood now, and this is bad for Nash. You got to wonder what he's got left in his situation, but one thing he does have is 20-something years of experience, and he showed it right there.
He sure did. Perfect timing by Nash, because as Joe rolled in, he left his eyes, left his face exposed. Nash poked him in the eyes, and now trying to clear his vision. He's on the receiving end, a couple of shots in the corner. Sent across, clothesline missed, and Joe caught Nash with a big kick, lethal kick to the back of the head. And now he's going to try and go for the Coquina clutch, but it's so difficult to use that rear naked choke because of the height of Kevin Nash. It's almost as if it takes away one of those weapons from Samoa Joe. He's going to have to take Nash, beat him down to the point where he's closer down on the mat so that he can apply that rear naked choke with leverage.
You got it. That's actually a great observation of how that was so hard for Joe to get it wrapped around and pull him down. But you think about it, Kevin Nash has been in so many wars in so many years, and he knows how to turn it around. He knows you're going to have to take the punishment. And even though something might stun you, even though something might knock you out momentarily, when you come to, you got to go through. But there was a situation where he just doesn't have the speed. He can't rely on youth to bring in that speed, and Joe able to come back and go right after that head where you see the blood streaming down. Oh, how about Nash? Impressive. You can see Joe even, I think.
A reflex move that time by Kevin Nash at the point where Samoa Joe thought that he had him, the blood flowing from his head. He caught him with that big kick off the middle ropes, and I think Joe's surprised as well that there's still fight left in Nash, even though the blood is now flowing down from the forehead, and it's flowing down near the eyes of Nash, and potentially here could be a problem in terms of Nash's vision.
Yeah, he's brought him down to the right sides, too. I mean, that look that Joe had when he was nodding his head, it was almost like, okay, if that's the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be, and maybe there was a little respect there. Again, Nash using those long arms and that body length to get to the ropes, and I tell you what, good move there because Andrew Thomas wasn't breaking the hold, and that was a situation where Nash had to get loose because he had his hands on the ropes, and he had to use that low blow, but look at the head of Nash. He's losing a lot of blood.
It's also the experience factor of Nash, again, to use a cheap move like that, but in essence, to turn it in his favor. Side slam on Joe. Here we go. 2 and no.
Well, that cut looks vicious on his head. You can see, though, Nash not letting it bother him. He just wipes the blood out of his eyes, wipes it out of the hair, and moves it away from him. Turns around, and look at this. Look at that look of determination.
It's just a totally different situation between both Nash and Joe when it comes to backup. Nash has got all of his allies in the main event mafia. Samoa Joe, no associates at all, especially after that blow-up with AJ Styles on Impact this week.
Oh, he's an island. There's no doubt about it. He's his own man. He doesn't take no help from anybody. He doesn't want no help from anybody other than the advisor that he has.
Senton backsplash by Joe, but still not able to put Nash away.
You can see the nod again. It's almost like a respect move as you see the blood, though, really getting into the eyes. You saw Joe make the motion, the throat slash, and then...
This is the perfect position for this rear naked choke. The Coquina clutch here. Nash reaching out for the ropes again. As he does, Joe's going to try and pull him back out towards the middle of the ring. Exactly what he did, and he also applies the body scissors at the same time. Not exactly sure that he has that rear naked choke, since he does have it. And Nash taps out.
Here is your winner, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe!
Pulled him right back to the middle of the ring and applied the pressure of the Coquina clutch. There's a reason that he's called the Samoan submission machine. And we witnessed it right there as Nash taps out.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's one of those where the experience tells you you got to live to fight another day. Joe got him pulled right to the center, and he knew he didn't have the situation in hand.
And he pie faces the referee, pushes him away.
Yeah, this is the part of Joe that you just can't figure out.
He's not done. He's not done yet with Nash, and Nash can't fight back. Totally defenseless here, while Joe has hit him repeatedly times with that elbow.
Well, Nash is just trying to catch his breath. Nash realizes that he's lost. He realizes Joe won. In his mind, it should be over. And look at Joe. He just wants more. That's just the thing. He's bloodthirsty. It's unreal. He's bloodthirsty and wants more.
Punch the referee. Totally intimidates the security force that bails out. And he's right back on Nash with more. And it's almost as if that blood that's flowing from Nash's head is just driving him to continue this nation of violence.
Good Lord, man. Someone get in there and stop this wild beast. I mean, it's done. Like I said, I'm impressed with Joe, but enough's enough. I think Joe realizes it.
Wow, the ultimate in dishonor right there, and disrespect from Samoa Joe, spinning on the prone, laid-out body of Kevin Nash.
Well, he proved his point tonight, and that point is that He was going to get his revenge on Kevin Nash for what Kevin Nash did to him, someone that he took into his confidence and someone that he felt betrayed him in the end. The bottom line is he's just unstoppable right now, Mike.
It's a big Papa Pump, isn't it?
Yeah, he's in there to see if Kevin's okay. You can see Kevin's. And look at Kevin Nash. He's in bad shape.
He is a bloody mess. Scott Steiner, the main event Mafia, in to check on the condition of his Mafia mate. Nash is in trouble. Up next at Sacrifice, the Team 3D Tournament Finals. Here's the history. Tag team dominance has been achieved by Team 3D.
We are the 22-time World Tag Team Champions. We want to help breathe new life into the tag team division in TNA and make it even greater. That's why we're announcing the first ever Team 3D Tag Team Invitational Tournament. The winner of the tournament will get a trophy. They'll get a check for $100,000, but most importantly, they will get the opportunity to wrestle me and my brother Devon for the TNA World Tag Team title.
Listen to you, talking about giving back to the industry like you're some kind of royalty. Now that is how you make a name for yourself.
If there's one thing that Team 3D has taught Beer Money, is that if you want to fight, at least have the balls to fight fair. We'll see you boys at Sacrifice, and then we're coming to get our titles back.
Beer Money Inc. meets the British Invasion in the finals of the Team 3D Tag Team Invitational Tournament.
Team 3D, up until this point, the Team 3D Tag Team Invitational Tournament has been deemed a huge success for everyone associated with TNA. But I've got to ask you, has it turned out to be everything that you envisioned?
No doubt, Lauren. You see, first and foremost, my brother and I would like to thank TNA. Thank TNA for showcasing the tag team division. TNA has the greatest tag team division in this business. And it's only right that the best entered this tournament. It's only right that Team 3D, like we once said, give back to this business by allowing this tournament to take place. So once again, TNA, on behalf of me and my brother, we would like to say thank you.
Now, Brother Ray, it all comes down to these last two teams tonight, Beer Money and the British Invasion. First of all, what is your assessment of each team, and who do you think will win tonight?
Wow. As far as Beer Money's concerned, we know these guys inside and out. And I'm proud to say that next to Team 3D, Beer Money is probably one of the greatest tag teams on the planet today. Rude and Storm, bright future ahead of them in tag team wrestling. As far as the British Invasion is concerned, guys, if you wanted to get our attention, you got it. Bingo, successful, you got our attention. Right here, a couple of weeks ago, you laid us out by taking those steel briefcases to the back of our heads. You were there, you saw it. And then last week, in the ring, your claim to fame is that you left Team 3D laying. Let me tell you this. Next time we see you guys, we're going to drink your tea, we're going to eat your crumpets, and we're going to punch you straight in your face. As far as a prediction for tonight, Lauren, Beer Money, I hope you kick their royal British asses. Oh, my brother, testify!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, check out the bracket for the Team 3D Invitational Tournament. You see the graphic, the finals matchup up next. And as you were about to see over the course of the past month, we have narrowed the original field of 8 tag teams down to 2. You see the paths that Beer Money Incorporated and the British Invasion took to reach the finals tonight with the trophies. $100,000 and a TNA tag title shot to the winning team.
Are they coming down here, Mike? I hope not.
Brother Ray, Brother Devon, Team 3D, this is the finals of their Invitational Tag Team Tournament. And as they bring the TNA World Tag Team Championship belts, the IWGP New Japan Tag Team title belts as well, down to the ringside area, yes, Team 3D is going to join Don and I at the broadcast position for this tournament finals matchup.
Oh, what an honor, man.
Finals, baby, the finals.
Team 3D, big ones. Man, it is so great to have you guys down here, man. Beautiful.
Thought you had accomplished everything that you had set out to do in lockdown, but now this is your effort to breathe life into the tag teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Team 3D Tag Team Invitational Tournament Championship match. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1, representing the United Kingdom and accompanied to the ring by Rob Terry, Brutus Magnus and Doug Williams, the British Invasion.
Let's cut right to the chase, Brother Ray, as Brutus Magnus makes eye contact with you as well as Rob Terry. No question that the Brits got your attention and got it in a big way.
They definitely got our attention. They did it the old school way. They jumped us from behind. So yeah, they got our attention, but I don't think they really want our attention. Don and Mike,
their opponents, these guys, Cowboy James Storm and Robert Roode,
just might be the future tag team wrestler.
It's been so intriguing watching the situation between Team 3D and Beer Money Incorporated over the course of the past few months. And it seems to me like when all is said and done, when you look at Robert Roode, when you look at James Storm, and you consider what they've accomplished in this business, that you two have a mutual respect with Beer Money Incorporated.
The reason we respect Beer Money is because we were a young tag team just like them 15 years ago. Absolutely. Me and Devon know exactly what it's like to make a name for yourself in a great up-and-coming company.
Absolutely. And you know what? As a matter of fact, they kind of remind us of us. It's the way we started. We have a lot of respect for Beer Money.
I don't sense that same respect for the Brits, the British Invasion. Although at the same time, they are trying to gain a legacy. They are trying to build a resume at your expense.
No doubt. But let me set one thing straight. We might have respect for Beer Money, but don't get us wrong. If they win and we have to face them and defend our titles, we're going to hit them as hard as we damn can, just like we did in Philadelphia when we beat them for the titles.
I mean, in a small way, though, you got to respect the fact that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I mean, the British Invasion may not be going about it all copacetic and all, but the bottom line is they've got themselves noticed. I mean, they're being talked about now here in the tag team division, and I think you guys would even respect that.
You know what? They're picking the wrong guys to try to build a reputation on. As a matter of fact, I think they've been stuck out there in the UK so long, they don't know who we are. We are Team 3D, the greatest tag team in the history of this business. And I tell you what, they come into our yard and we'll make sure we put them out of their misery.
I gotta tell you guys, getting to the finals of this tournament says more for the British Invasion than for jumping us in the back. You gotta be a good team to make it to the finals. And British Invasion, a good team up against a possible great team in Beer Money.
So at the same time, they reach the finals. They get this shot against Beer Money Incorporated. $100,000 of your own money going to the winning, the beautiful trophies, and maybe most importantly, the championship match that goes to the winning team when they will challenge for the TNA World Tag Team title.
Or 62,280 pounds if you're taking it home to British.
Is that your weight?
And look, I could just, there's a lot of information coming over here, folks. You can learn a lot in a few hours just listening to some of the facts I got.
Learn a lot from you? Are you serious?
You noticed the second you walked out here how much he was kissing up to you?
Oh, these guys are the best!
Normally. If kissing ass was an Olympic sport, Don West would win gold, silver, and bronze. And it sounds like all the fans here in the Impact Zone are letting the British Invasion know what they think of them.
Quick reversal. Sends Doug Williams off into the ropes, and he's able to go airborne. Leaves his feet, connect with that power move, the elbow that takes down Robert Roode, and then Roode's right back on him.
How great is it that we are sitting here right now watching the finals of the Team 3D Invitational Tournament? Most importantly, we are watching a company where tag team wrestling is alive, it's well, it's thriving, and it's at the forefront of professional wrestling today.
I agree. That's a fantastic point. You're dead on.
And we saw that one coming, didn't we? Here's the double team by Beer Money. Inverted atomic drop on Williams. And then that side Russian leg sweep. Storm right on him for the cover and a 2 count only.
You know, this kid, Doug Williams, he's a tough kid. He's been around for a while. And I think Doug Williams is the guy that is going to help Brutus Magnus and Big Rob Terry to become a great unit here in TNA.
I agree. Great point.
Is there anything that you don't do but agree with me? What is wrong with you?
You're right. You're right.
Doesn't want to get his ass kicked when you're this close to him.
Well, he knows better. He knows better.
How do you listen to this guy all day long?
Boy, it's tough.
Great point.
Talk about the British invasion, and you really look at what each of the individuals brings, and it's something completely different. Doug Williams, the more experienced of the three, and here's Storm on top of Magnus for 2 only. You then factor in Doug Williams' experience, his mat wrestling technique, what Brutus Magnus, a pure athlete, has been able to accomplish over in the UK Gladiators, and then there's that big muscle man at ringside, Rob Terry, as we see.
Look at this.
Storm, let's see if he can spin the cap with that mouth full of beer.
He still got the mouth.
Whoa! Right in the face, right in the eyes of Mr. Magnus.
You see, that's what makes Beer Money a great team. They know how to work together. The continuity is there.
You do what you got to do sometimes, you know?
I tell you, when you watch these guys, every time you see them, Beer Money, they just get better and better, and they just know each other so well. And I mean, I know you guys know the keys to being a great tag team.
Looks like the Beer Money suplex.
Storm and Roode connect, and they have the Brits absolutely on the defensive, and this Impact Zone is loving it.
Look at the size of this guy, Rob Terry. He's huge. He's huge. But he had to resort to hitting us in the back of the head with a steel briefcase.
Watch this! Roode elevates Storm, and 3 Brits taken down by the Tennessee Cowboy.
3 and 1, Steve Oz. You look great, by the way, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. There you go, kissing ass again like you normally do.
Beer Money right on top of the Brits. They sense they've got him weakened in a position where they can put him away. Magnus rolled in by Roode, and Storm uncorks a right hand that just jacked his jaw.
Storm has been around for a long time. Storm knows what it's like to be involved for tag team wrestling for an extended period. I mean, he's a 6-time or 7 or 8-time World Tag Team Champion within TNA. But I will say this, James Storm is without a doubt a much better wrestler with Robert Roode by his side than he has ever been.
I have said that so many times, and I tell you what, it's just, I gotta ask you this. Who would you rather face? Do you want the rematch with Beer Money knowing how close they were to beating you guys the last time? Do you want that to show your dominance, or do you just want to get your hands on the British invasion?
I think we could do both, Devon.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that if Beer Money were to win tonight, we could defend our belts against them. And you know what? If the British invasion are having tea one day and crumpets, we could jump them from behind and hit them with a kettle over the head.
You know what the great thing about it is Team 3D has never shied away from any tag team. That's why we had this tournament, because we knew the best was right here in TNA. Tag team wrestling is what it is right here. So whoever comes out victorious in this, it doesn't matter. We're going to face them and do what we got to do.
I couldn't have said it better on myself. We think so much alike. It is a treat having you guys out here.
Oh my God, does he do anything?
It's like a parrot.
He is. Don West want a cracker?
Guys, we got a great match here going on, but we ain't got time for jokes.
Thanks.
This is serious. $100,000 on the line. Couple beautiful trophies, not to mention a title shot.
I know when it comes to the inspiration behind this tournament, you not only wanted to breathe new life into tag team wrestling, you wanted to bring it back to prominence, but I know in terms of history, you and I have had some interesting conversations about great tag teams and great tag team tournaments throughout the years that have inspired you as well.
So many tag team tournaments throughout the years. The Crockett Cup back in the 80s. The All Japan as well as the New Japan tag team tournaments in Japan. Tag team tournaments have been something that me and Devon always appreciated when we were young and wrestling fans, and that we appreciate as veteran wrestlers today, and that's where we got the idea behind the tournament. And I got to tell you, in today's economy, for us to go in our pockets and take out $100,000, that's a lot of money. But you know what?
After taxes, though, it's really only like 50.
Okay, shut up. Listen, the most important thing is that the team that wins this match gets to face Team 3D for the TNA World Tag Team titles, the most prestigious belts in pro wrestling right now.
Brit's in charge, and you know TNA is headed to the UK, a big tour of the UK coming in 2010. Go to TNAWrestling.com for all the details on how you can see this incredible action live in the UK in 2010.
This might be Beer Money's chance right here. A drop toe hold into Brutus Magnus's. There it is, there's the tag.
Here's the tag, here we go.
Storm is on fire right now. Stiff clotheslines. I mean rude.
You mean rude. Big backdrop.
Right on the keister.
I thought it was Storm too when I first saw it.
Here's Rude, right on top Magnus from behind with the double sledge to break it up.
Mark, keep your eyes on Rob Terry out there. Keep your eyes on Rob Terry.
And we've seen his involvement in recent weeks, and it really started out with a kick from outside.
Never sell them short.
See, that's what I mean. Look at Rob Terry right now. Back to Rob Terry.
The big muscle man of the British Invasion throws Storm into the side of the ring, but then Rude takes Rob Terry out. And then as Rude turns around, Doug Williams, what a European uppercut. Here it is. Here's the cover. Here's two.
Oh my God, was that close?
Rude had to dig down deep. Rude had to dig down deep on that one.
I'll tell you what, British Invasion making a statement here. They really and truly want that
This is the same move that they hit me with last week.
Sure is. But this time, well scouted by Beer Money Incorporated as they cut off Magnus. Now Williams up on top. Storm's got him. There goes Magnus right into his partner.
Again, right into the buttocks.
That's going to leave a mark.
Magnus tossed out to the floor.
These people are going to go absolutely ballistic if Beer Money gets the victory here.
Storm snaps out the Hurricane Rana. Rude from the lights with the frog splash.
There it is.
Hebner counts one. Hebner counts two. Rob Terry outside pulled the referee.
You do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. It's so important to them. That's so important. The tag team titles up.
That's what got him out of there.
Get him out of here.
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 Get him out of here. Get out of here.
That could be huge. That could be the difference maker in this match as Hebner is kicking Rob Terry out.
We don't need that down here.
Action back in the ring as Storm shot across. Follow-up running knee by Williams.
Guys, you're not
the Feast for Fire case.
You're not going to find tag team wrestling like this anywhere on the planet.
Doug Williams, that case that they stole from LAX from the Latin American Exchange. They take out Hernandez. They steal the cases. They've been using those as weapons. And as Storm gets up, Rude from behind takes the case right out of his hand. Oh, my God.
Good night.
The combination between the super kick to the back of the head, the cage, and Beer Money does it. Thanks, guys. Love ya. Thank you guys so much, Team 3D, for coming down here.
They never leave.
Here we go. Let's take another look. Last call kick from behind. And Rude takes the Feast or Fire case. And that leads to the pin. That leads to the win. And Beer Money Incorporated, they capture the finals.
Be careful what you wish for, because that's a situation where Beer Money gets that chance to get that revenge, and they get that chance to get that title.
Only appropriate that Team 3D in the ring to raise the hands of James
This is not a team sport. It's all about the individual. I didn't become an Olympic gold medalist, a 12-time world heavyweight champion, by depending on the help of others. Motivation, dedication, determination, the will never to give up, never to quit, only come from within. I sacrificed my body, my soul, to get to the top, to stay at the top, to retain power, glory, control. This is who I am. This is what I do.
The Godfather, Kurt Angle.
The individual that pins me will take over as the Godfather of the Main Event Mafia.
He has put his power and status on the line, risking ultimate control of the Main Event Mafia in his relentless pursuit to regain the TNA World Heavyweight title.
I am here with the leader of the Main Event Mafia, the Godfather, if you will, the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. And Kurt, tonight you have an opportunity to become a 5-time World Heavyweight Champion if you are able to pin Mick Foley. However, on the flip side of things, can you imagine a scenario? Can you imagine a world here in TNA Wrestling where, Kurt, you are not the leader of the Main Event Mafia? You are putting up that tonight, and that certainly is a lot, given your circumstances here in TNA.
First of all, JB, that's not going to happen. There's only one Godfather of the Main Event Mafia, and that's Kurt Angle. You see, I like to control things. I'm in control of my own destiny. Tonight, I'll be in control of that match, and by the end of the night, I'll be in control of TNA. It's time for the Main Event Mafia to start dominating TNA once again. And it starts with Kurt Angle winning the TNA World Heavyweight title for the 5th time tonight. Let's do this, guys.
To become a legend, you must never stop. Countless hours, days, months devoted to becoming the best. Training and studying to make yourself stronger and smarter. Fighting, clawing, working your way to the top. Facing adversity, pushing yourself to the point of no return. But to be known as a legend, you must never give up. You can never quit. Booker T, a 6-time world champion and a staple in professional wrestling for nearly 20 years. AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, and TNA's only Grand Slam champion. These two warriors are set to collide in a fight that will test who the real legend is. Like the gladiators of Rome, they will sacrifice their bodies and do battle until one man can no longer fight. The loser must give up for the victor to raise his arm as the TNA Legends champion. Booker T battles the phenomenal AJ Styles in an I Quit match for the TNA Legends Championship.
TNA World Heavyweight Title Ultimate Sacrifice matchup is still to come, but now at Sacrifice, it is time for the Legends Championship matchup. Let's go to the Legends list. Here's the bullet points to preview this upcoming match. Last October in Las Vegas, Booker T unveiled the first ever Legends Championship, a personal tribute to himself. For the phenomenal AJ Styles defeating Booker, a personal goal, winning the Legends title, his personal measuring stick, and he accomplished both. Tonight, here at Sacrifice, no, it's not about pinning your opponent. It's not about making him submit. It's about punishing the opposition to the point of no return, to the point he says, I quit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next match at TNA Sacrifice is an I Quit match for the TNA Legends Championship. Introducing first the challenger, representing the Main Event Mafia from Houston, Texas, Booker T.
I
I'll tell you what, ever since that $237,000 Legends belt has left his possession, he's never stopped thinking, I think, of anything else. It's a trophy that he loves to carry around. It signifies what he's done in this business, Mike Tenay. It's a belt that he created, yes, but it's a belt that means something to him, and obviously it means something to a lot of people. It's a belt that a lot of people want to hold and claim that they're a legend in this business, and you know, no matter what AJ throws at him, Booker T will not say I quit until it's at the point of death.
His opponent from Gainesville, Georgia, he is the TNA Legends Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
During the Legends list, we talked about how this championship belt, yes, it was brought into TNA by Booker T as that personal tribute to himself, but what we have seen from AJ Styles ever since this series of matches that he's had with Booker that culminated with him becoming Legends Champion, to me, it has been the maturation process, the maturing of one phenomenal AJ Styles that has brought him to this level.
I mean, we all will admit he's a superstar. In fact, some of us may say he's the best in wrestling today from a physical standpoint, an agility standpoint. But I'll tell you what, there are milestones you've got to cross in this business, and tonight, if he can force a great legend like Booker T to say I quit, well then that's going to take AJ Styles to another stratosphere. That's going to put him up there with the Stings and the Booker T's and the Scott Steiners and the Nashes and the Kurt Angles. It really is. That, I think, is why it's so important for both these guys. But if Booker T can force AJ Styles to say I've had enough, I don't want any more, then that shows you where that belt really and truly belongs today.
In the process of becoming Legends Champion, AJ Styles became the first ever TNA Grand Slam Champion. That means he's held 4 title belts, the X Division, the World Tag Team, the World Heavyweight Championship belt, and now obviously the Legends title. And as I watched Booker T come down the entrance ramp, saw a more serious side of him, and I also noticed that conspicuous by her absence, his wife Charmel, and I'm just trying to put 2 and 2 together here. I think this may be a case where Booker realizes that this match could be so violent because of the I Quit rules that he didn't want Charmel at ringside?
I think that's a great point, Mike, and it might be that. It also might be that he doesn't want any distractions whatsoever. He doesn't want to look out there and see her and force him to make a decision. Maybe by looking into the eyes of your wife, you think about the things that you have together, so you say, I quit, to keep that on. In his case, he doesn't even want that to be a factor. He wants it to be all about the 2 of them right here. Booker T knows it's a mental game. He knows that it is a game you have got to beat the guy mentally. And I believe with the experience that he has, he's got a big edge in that factor.
You'll notice as well that referee Rudy Charles, the 3rd man in the ring, has possession of the microphone. You might have seen it recently on Impact. Booker had the I Quit rules match against the Outlaw Jethro Holiday, and that microphone will come into play at that point of the match when you feel that you have worn down your opponent sufficiently to the point where you think that he's going to utter those 2 words, I quit, as AJ just caught Booker with a nice kick to the back.
Hell no, man. Oh, not yet. There's no way in hell Booker T is going to quit at this situation. But I'll tell you this. I believe that you have to have a street mentality in a situation like this, Mike. You have to have almost a gang or even a thug mentality. It's got to be like living on the street, to where it's a life or death situation. You've got to get your mind in that frame. You can't allow it to be about pain. You can't allow it to be about your future. You've got to be at a point of it's either him or me, end of story. And I believe that's where Booker T is going to have a huge edge.
You have to reach that point where you're just able to not only fight through it, but just completely shut off that pain if you're going to succeed in a match with I Quit rules. And all of a sudden, that opening early flurry by the champ AJ Styles, that's been countered, and that's been completely turned around by the challenger Booker T.
I'll tell you another factor in this thing, Mike, is that Booker T in his mind feels that AJ stole something from him. He feels that AJ's in possession of his possessions. And it's not just a matter of wanting to get damage, it's a matter of wanting to get that back winning at all costs. But AJ Styles shows us why he's so great. It doesn't matter the size of the other opponent. This guy's got heart. I mean, well, you can't deny it, and anybody would be stupid to deny it. He's a special, special athlete.
Drags Booker back out towards the middle of the ring. And now he's going to apply a variation of the Indian deathlock. Let's see if he bridges back and comes back with a chin lock as well. And we've seen this move from AJ Styles throughout his TNA career. It's one we may not have seen as of late. And Booker's not going to submit. He's not going to say, I quit at this point.
No, Booker just knocked that mic away like it was a fly in his face. I mean, it's a situation, though, you got to respect AJ, what he's doing. He knows that it's that kind of excruciating pain that's going to work. It's not punches and kicks. In the end, it's a matter of knowing that if you don't say something, you're going to have a bone broke, you're going to be paralyzed, you're going to be physically unable to continue on in your life. That's what's going to make one of these guys say, I quit.
It's all a part of that wear-down process that just comes naturally in a match with I quit rules. AJ's had a game plan coming in here, and we've seen it unfold, especially in the last couple of minutes. He wants to work on the leg. He wants to work on the knee of Booker T, weaken him sufficiently to the point where you take away the legs of Booker T, and then you've got him down on the mat, and then you can beat him in an I quit match.
Well, the thing about it is Booker T, though, has such a huge advantage with those legs and the length that they can bring him. And so, yeah, I can see what you're saying about AJ Styles wanting to take them out. I mean, that's a game.
At the same time, you also limit what Booker is able to do with that axe kick if you take the legs away.
That's a good point.
Still too early for Booker to say I quit, although pretty obvious that he's favoring the left leg and the left knee.
I'll tell you what, though, it's just so early. This match just started. It's a matter of two. It doesn't hurt. I don't think it hurts you somewhat to get a little bit of pain going your way to where you start getting your mind set on dealing with it. You know what I mean, Mike? I mean, you realize that you're going to be feeling it throughout the match, so you get yourself comfortable with it, so to speak. And not that you can never be comfortable being in pain, but you can get yourself mentally able to deal with it, and that's what you've got to have here.
It's what we talked about earlier in terms of being able to just shut out that pain. And you realize when you get into a match like this with these two world-class athletes competing in an I quit match, it's going to be a war of attrition. It's going to be that wear-down process until you reach that one point where you just can't take it anymore.
Right now, it's hard to tell if anyone here has really had an advantage.
Slightly AJ, I would say. And AJ,
well, that's just the way you're looking at it, though, to me.
It's also what I've seen in terms of the offense that he's unleashed and how Booker's been on the defensive for probably about 70% of this match.
See, my opinion is that Booker's taking everything that AJ gives. He's taking everything right now. I think you can tell by his expressions, he's trying to give AJ a feeling of confidence, and that's the key. That's the experience factor. When Booker T gets a chance, he's going to turn it on, turn it around, and then AJ's going to be caught unaware.
Yeah, we saw that earlier from Kevin Nash.
There we go.
We saw that earlier from Kevin Nash. How'd that work out for you?
Well, that was just a situation where he caught the... Well, see what I mean?
Now I'm going to give you credit. That was the experience.
Oh, what a shot to the rail. That's the kind of thing, Mike, that can just absolutely discombobulate you to the point where you don't even know what you're doing. Look at this. He's trying to catch his breath and hit him in the neck. He can't breathe.
Well, I got to admit, I haven't seen many matches turned around just like that. And that's exactly what we have seen as Booker tries to clear away the crowd right at the guardrail area, right in the pit. Oh, AJ taken high up into the air, and he drops him down, chest and throat first.
You can see here, this might be, I don't even think, you know what, he might have been trying to say I quit, he just couldn't get his breath.
They dropped him right on the windpipe.
That's right. That's it. I think that's where the ref should step in and just say, okay, that's it.
And yes, the complexion, the tone of this match has completely turned. It's flipped a full 180 here. AJ was there, and AJ was gaining confidence. And maybe it was that point where Booker was just bringing him into the web. And
I heard that exact same scenario just a few seconds ago. Can't remember who said it. Oh, yeah, I did.
Top wrist lock applied by Booker, and he just steps back and rams the knee with impact and with authority.
I'll tell you what, he's just approaching this thing so methodical. He's got a purpose with everything he's doing now. I mean, he's feeling it, Mike. And he knows AJ's hurt. He knows that windpipe's hurt. He knows AJ's having a hard time getting his breath. And now look at him. He's just in his mind. He's going through things. Look at AJ's eyes.
They're glazed over.
AJ's back in Gainesville, Georgia right now.
And AJ fell backwards right there at that point, and just using the ring ropes, and let's see what he says. He's not able to say I quit because he's being throttled, being choked by Booker T.
No, you're right. He couldn't get the words out if he tried. This is a great opportunity here for Booker to just keep inflicting the damage. And again, in his mind, he's just taking it to a thief. And oh man, AJ Styles.
I am just so impressed with how Booker was able to fight through all of the damage that was done to his legs and knees in the opening minutes of this match, and then to come back, turn it around on AJ.
Say it, AJ. Just do it for yourself. You can live to fight another day. Do it for your family. You got children. You got another one on the way. Got to think of that.
Even to the point where Booker T is using his legs and his knees as probably his primary weapon here against Styles.
You know, he's got that ability, and you mentioned it earlier, Mike, and it was a good point about that axe kick with those long legs and how he uses it to where he can catch your head in the wrong spot. You might have it over the ropes. He'll bring that kick on your back, and it'll have a double effect, which he did right there just a few minutes ago. And right now, Booker T's just using all that experience and all that size advantage to his advantage.
Styles, who was staggering and stumbling outside. You see some desperation punches. Go to the well. One-shot deal, and AJ gets cut off with a flying forearm shot by Booker that was money.
Here he goes.
Spin-a-rooney up.
You know, it's just 2 words, Mike. All you got to do is say them. It's just 2 words. You can fight another day. It's not the I quit that might be happening tonight with Sting. That's a whole different scenario. That's a situation where you'll never see him in a ring. This is one where AJ can regroup, think about things. Oh, you hear him.
See the wrist lock applied, the key lock by Booker. And
oh, you can hear him. He's saying it.
No, but this I quit, Don. This is about pride. They're just screaming out in pain from the submission hold, but he does not say the words I quit.
Boy, AJ just
got him up on his shoulder.
You got to give him credit there. Oh, but look at this.
Booker's able to hang on.
Oh, that's just it. Say it, AJ. Crowd can't help you.
Boy, that kind of focus by Booker at this point, with AJ taking him up to his shoulders and driving him down to the mat and still able to hang on.
You don't steal another man's property.
AJ going to try and bridge out of it or do anything possible here. Just get the momentum on his side. Get the leverage turned. And that's exactly what he's done. He's been able to fight here. He doesn't quite have it turned around. Doesn't quite have it turned into a full-fledged hammerlock on Booker.
Booker's got his foot on the ropes. He's got his foot on the ropes. There we go. Goodness gracious.
You can see, you just look at the reaction of AJ Styles, just how much trouble and how much pain that he is in at this point, and just favoring the arm that's almost just hanging and dangling, just limping.
You could just see the punch thrown by AJ, Mike. It didn't have anything in it. It really didn't. He's just... I don't know if he's got feeling in his arms. I mean, look at what Booker's doing. Now Booker's just trying to embarrass him here a little bit. It's all instinct at this point.
The mid-ring exchange. We're going to see who gets the better of it between these two in this Legends title match.
Wow.
What looks like Booker's punches have more zip behind them, more impact.
I'll tell you what, though, AJ still keeps throwing them. You got to give him credit. That one has some zip. Oh, there's just
what a slugfest this is.
Holy crap. Oh, look at that. AJ's wobbling. Whoa, he wound up and shot him. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. These guys both. I mean, you can tell what it means to them. But look at Booker. Uh-oh.
There's the Pele by Styles. Caught Booker completely unaware. He never saw that one coming.
No, it's the great equalizer. It always is. You never see it coming. And he does it in unbelievable spots. It's amazing how he knows when to hit it, Mike. We marveled at it so many times. I can't tell you the times I've screamed it out loud. It's such an impactful move. But the bottom line is AJ's so wore out, he can't take advantage of it.
Both champion and challenger down on the canvas, down on the mat. AJ the first to show some signs of life, some signs of movement as he goes to the mount.
Looks like it's hurting his arm even when he hits his head.
A couple of right hands after everything that he went through. And he says, ask it. 3 punches, and Booker says no.
You got to be a little careful. You knock him out, he can't say I quit.
And you can see that these two just judging.
Hell no, man.
Just judging from what we've witnessed. I mean, they're just beating the hell out of each other. They're exhausting each other.
You got to kill one of them. I mean, that's why I said it's to the point of no other choice that anyone's even going to say it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Booker would ever say it. I really don't. I think he'd rather die than say I quit to AJ Styles. Great spine buster. Think about how he got that one. He wasn't even on his feet. He was able to do it.
Absolute desperation move, but it pays off by Booker with the spine buster. He's got AJ.
Now it's his turn. This is the experience edge.
Turnabout fair play as we saw Styles from the mount earlier with the right hands, and now it's Booker, and he's putting him right on the point of the jaw.
Good call. What did he say? I quit? No, guess not. But I'll tell you what, you made a great point about hitting him in the jaw. The bottom line is you can't knock him out that way. You hit him in the head, and he won't, the force is different, but hit him in the jaw. You're able to still keep him conscious, but still he's able to claim he can't go any longer.
Booker misses the kick, gets crunched on the top, and look how quickly AJ is able to take advantage of that situation.
I'll tell you what, where did that burst come from? That was unreal.
It's exactly what it was. It was a burst. It wasn't anything sustained where he can keep that kind of offense going as Booker regroups outside.
I mean, the guy will have made, look at this, just.
Slingshot move by Styles, directly into the cross body block as he comes down on Booker outside.
Leaving everything out there on the mat, on the floor, in the ring. Booker, though, no, not even a hesitation. He's taken shots like that before. But I'll tell you what, both these guys giving a Herculean effort. And this is unreal.
And Booker, the perfectly placed fingers in the eyes of AJ, has him momentarily fighting for his vision and blinded, takes him and sends him up against the apron, and then AJ is able to move out of the way or just drop down. Booker hits the steel post, and there goes Booker head first.
Booker caught himself in the wrong place there, and when he caught that arm on the pole, AJ took advantage of it right away, slammed his head into the steel ring post.
Booker rolled back in. Rudy Charles with the microphone, and you hear Booker say, no way.
Tell you what, he makes it clear. You got to give him credit for that. It's not a...
AJ surveys things from outside at the same time as Booker's wife, Charmel.
What's she saying, Mike?
Is coming down to ringside.
What's she saying?
Big flying forearm shot by Styles.
Hell no, man.
She's saying, don't quit, baby. She realizes that she's got to be out there for support. She's got to tell him, you got to hang on. That's the kind of gal she is, buddy. She's in your corner. I know it's tough.
As AJ went for the Styles clash, he was distracted as Charmel came up on the apron, and then Booker had no idea, and he almost ran into his wife. He puts on the brakes, but as he turns around, AJ's ready for him. A flying armbar! Flying armbar applied by Styles. Booker's got the great defense here, clasping his hands together so that AJ can't get the arm extended and pop the elbow.
Oh my God, he's pulling it out of his socket.
That's what he's going to try and do.
Didn't want Charmel down here.
There it is. Now he's got the arm. He's got the arm fully extended now. This is where you can pop a man's elbow.
He won't do it. This guy won't say it. What a man. What's Charmel saying?
Well, Booker's saying, he's saying no, that's all that matters is, well, here comes Jenna down to ringside. Jenna from the main event Mafia, Kevin Nash's girlfriend, coming in, and she throws in the towel.
What on earth? On behalf of the main event Mafia, she's throwing the towel in. Oh, and Charmel is irate.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and still TNA Legends Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Well, the two females of the main event Mafia that have had their differences and have had their issues, and it looks like that's about to continue here.
I'll tell you what, if anybody knows how much her man can take, it's Charmel, and she knew that he was not ready to give in. And you can see Jenna, she's trying to say he was breaking his arm, and that's why she did it. I mean, you know she's investing in the main event Mafia. She wants to keep all the players in place, so I understand why she did it, Mike. But I tell you what, you just don't do that.
Before we hear from the TNA World look at this video package featuring Mick Foley.
Some call me a hardcore legend, a risk taker, a thrill seeker. My battered body is testament to that. Sometimes you've got to break bones, spill blood, take risks to seize dreams. That's the sacrifice I made to get noticed. The sacrifice I made to become champion. The sacrifice I make each and every week to add to my legacy. History is written by the winners.
The hardcore legend, Mick Foley. His TNA World Heavyweight Championship will be up for grabs. Will this marked man be able to successfully defend the title in a free-for-all featuring 3 of the greatest superstars to ever step foot in the ring?
I'm here with the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Mick Foley. Mick, we have talked to all the other participants in tonight's main event. Everyone with something to lose, and your opponents all with something to gain. Your World Heavyweight Championship.
Everybody's making a sacrifice, JB. But one sacrifice being asked is much greater than the others. Make no mistake about it. I would like to be the man responsible for ending Sting's career. Make no mistake about it, I would like to be the leader of the Main Event Mafia. And make no mistake about it, I would absolutely love to have Jeff Jarrett's voting shares. But the most important thing to me, JB, is that nobody walk away with what I have. The TNA World Heavyweight Championship. I don't even want to think about a world in which I don't hold on to this. So I will do whatever it takes, by whatever means necessary, to ensure it does not happen. After this match, I will still be your TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is what we have been waiting for. This is what we have been anticipating. It is time for the Sacrifice main event in the World Heavyweight title match. Let's go first to the tail of the tape, and let's just look at those raw numbers, and you see the weight advantage, the size advantage that the defending champion Mick Foley has. Jarrett, Foley, and Sting with equal experience. And we continue with the tail of the tape and the bullet points, and remind you that it was last month at Lockdown where Mick Foley shocked the wrestling world. Tonight, the TNA executive shareholder puts that championship on the line. Recently on Impact, Kurt Angle, Sting, finally Jeff Jarrett, they agreed to roll the dice to take a gamble in exchange for a world title shot. In simple terms, if Foley is beaten, he loses the world championship. If Angle loses, he gives up the Godfather role. If Jarrett's beaten, he relinquishes his voting shares. If Sting is pinned, he will retire from wrestling.
You can see there the founder of TNA, Jeff Jarrett, and you think about what he's put at stake here tonight. And some of you think, well, he's put up the shares of his company. Well, let me tell you something. This company is that man's life. This company is what this guy lives for today. And Mick Foley got him to put up the ultimate sacrifice, his livelihood.
Simple case of Jeff Jarrett realizing that he had to undo the damage that he personally did when he agreed to Mick Foley's hiring as executive shareholder. Yes, Jeff Jarrett going to put up his power, going to put up his control, his TNA voting shares that he will relinquish if he's beaten, and he realizes that he's got to get that championship belt off of Mick Foley.
You think about what this man's putting on the line. I mean, are we watching Sting enter into the impact zone for the last time here tonight? Are we watching the very last match that this icon is going to wrestle?
Point of no return. For over 2 decades, Sting has dedicated his life to his profession, his wrestling career. And think of what is going through his mind as he senses that this could be it. This could be his last match ever. Because if Sting is pinned, if Sting is defeated tonight, he must retire.
One thing he said that he did was that he put his career on the line to give him the ultimate motivation, to give him that motivation. And you know one thing he's going to do is target Mick Foley. The only thing that he stated here is that all he wants out of this match is to get that championship back.
And there you see the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, flanked by his own main event Mafia security. You think back to some 7 months ago in Las Vegas, when Kurt Angle brought together the main event Mafia. If there's that one individual on the TNA roster who is so ego-driven, and I think even you would agree with me, it's this man, the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. He was the first of the 3 challengers to throw his hat in the ring, so to speak, and he has agreed to put up the leadership role, the Godfather position in the main event Mafia, the group that he originally brought together.
Landscape's going to change no matter what happens tonight. Things are changing.
And here comes the defending TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I think a lot of us surprised when Mick Foley won that world title in Philadelphia back at Lockdown. And the executive shareholder, well, he approached that win as a career rebirth. Predictability of one Mick Foley is legendary. We also know Mick Foley will do anything, and I mean anything within his power to keep the championship belt that has quite honestly reinvigorated his wrestling life. Keep in mind, Mick Foley pinned tonight. He loses that lifeblood, that TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
I'll tell you, Mike, when I look at this situation, I keep asking myself this question. Did Jeff Jarrett make 2 bad choices in his mind? He said the first one he made was bringing Mick Foley in. He also said he did the same thing about Kurt Angle. But I'm wondering if he didn't make another bad choice. And that bad choice was to put up his power of this company in this matchup. It may be a choice he regrets the rest of his life.
On that note, let's send it to the 6-sided ring and our broadcast colleague, Jeremy Borash.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is the ultimate sacrifice matchup, the main event of the evening. Introducing, first of all, standing in the corner to my right. He weighed in this morning at 230 pounds and comes to us from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Tonight, he puts up his voting as a TNA owner in this matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the King of the Mountain, Chad!
ladies and gentlemen, introducing standing in the corner to my left. He weighed in this morning at 250 pounds and comes to us from Venice Beach, California. Tonight, as his sacrifice, if he is pinned in this matchup, it means Sting's retirement from professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, this is number 2 of the matchup. He is the Icon, Sting! And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing competitor number 3. Standing in the corner to my left, he weighed in this morning at 230 pounds and comes to us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In this matchup tonight, he puts his role as the leader, as the godfather of the main event mafia on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, this is professional wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing standing to my right. He weighed in this morning at 280 pounds and comes to us from Long Island, New York. In this matchup, he puts up his coveted TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Mick Foley.
So many questions to be answered in this main event. Ultimate Sacrifice TNA World Heavyweight Championship belt, as referee Mark Johnson holds that title belt high overhead, showing it to both the champion and the 3 challengers. And among those questions that I have that will play out and we will get answered here in just a matter of seconds, out of these 4 individuals, who's going to work together? We know that already that Sting and Kurt Angle went public with the fact that they were going to work together to do anything within their power to bring the gold back to the main event mafia. Boy, if it was a month or so back, I would say that Jeff Jarrett and Mick Foley would be on that same page, but that relationship has gone south in a hurry.
I'll tell you what, never has there been so much at stake at any one given time in the ring at any one given time. You know what I mean? I mean, this is just unbelievable. There's just everybody putting so much that's important to their lives on the line at this point. And you talked about strategy. You can see, obviously, Sting's strategy. He's going right for Mick Foley. But you look at Kurt Angle and how he did. He went right for Jeff Jarrett. Think about it. When you get these guys in there, old grudges are going to come up. I mean, when you get hit by somebody, you're going to remember what they did or said to you at any given time. The bottom line is, when it gets down to it, Mike, you just got to make sure you're not the one pin. You got to make sure that you're not the one pin in this situation.
Jarrett off the DDT, the quick cover on Angle, but no. Angle able to get that shoulder rolled before 3, and it was interesting to watch him square off and pair off, and the running clothesline by Jarrett takes Angle out to the floor. Jarrett and Angle on one side, and now all of a sudden Sting and Foley, who fought right in front of us here on the concrete, they're now back in the ring, while Jarrett takes Angle and puts him right into the steel guardrail.
I'll tell you what, it's not just Mick Foley, I think, that wants to see Jeff Jarrett lose his power, lose those voting shares. That's Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle knows, as leader of the Godfather, having Jarrett out of the way, it's going to be that much easier for him to do what he set out to do. And even Sting, you got to wonder what he thinks of this situation. Sting, though, totally concentrating on the world champion. You can see that he hasn't forgotten lockdown. He hasn't forgotten losing that championship, and he's going right for Mick right off the bat.
Both Sting and Foley go for signature moves. Foley with that double arm DDT that got blocked, and then Sting tried to roll it around and get Foley in the Scorpion. See the exchange now with Sting and Foley back out on the concrete. There goes Jarrett. He just went flying off the apron courtesy of Angle, and Jarrett went face first right into the guardrail.
And you see going into the guardrail also is Mick Foley, as Sting slams him in. I mean, it's just a matter of a punishment. Look at, you got everybody down outside of the ring. Oh man, Kurt Angle just put Jeff Jarrett's head into the steel steps. I mean, it's tough. We're trying to catch all the action as you see Sting and
look out. Oh. Here comes Jarrett. Wow, Jarrett tossed right here at the broadcast table at the same time that Sting and Foley are going high up into the impact zone. And Angle takes Jarrett by the hair and just drives him right back inside the 6 sides.
I'll tell you what, the greatest wrestler in the world, Kurt Angle, just brought him over. And I'll tell you what, Jarrett was lucky. He was able to avoid getting put into that championship belt. As you can see the split screen right now, as you see Foley and Sting, but look at Kurt Angle manhandling Jeff Jarrett right now in your upper left-hand corner.
Angle with the suplex that leads to a pin, but no, just a 2 count at the same time. Sting and Foley battling high in the impact zone. There goes Foley, the back of his head right against that concrete wall.
Oh, look at that, Sting, another shot. I mean, Sting, you've got to admit, he's been in control of
Watch Jarrett with the figure 4 leg lock at the same time.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
If Angle taps right here, if Angle submits, he's no longer the Godfather.
Could you imagine? Would Jeff Jarrett become the Godfather then? Think about that.
And Angle fighting through the pain of the figure 4 leg lock at the same time. Foley and Sting, who fought high above the impact zone here, now making their way back towards the ring.
So many scenarios, Mike, when you think about it. There are so many different scenarios.
All those different possibilities. Who beats who?
You can see again Kurt Angle. Look at the pressure he's got applied. I mean, that's that professional wrestler, and that's that Olympic gold medalist in there.
Watch out! Watch out! Oh, pile driver! Pile driver by Foley. He just took Sting. He dropped him right on that entrance ramp and dropped him right in his head. But don't forget that the ankle lock, and think of the injured leg, the hamstring that has been injured of Jeff Jarrett. And it's no coincidence that that's the leg that Angle is working on with that ankle lock. And I think Foley brought the sock out.
He's got the sock, and who's he going to apply it to? He comes off the ropes. Look at that. He goes right down and applies. Jarrett's getting the double deal. Jeff Jarrett, he's going to get the table, and you can see Mick pointing up at Kurt going, apply the pressure, and Kurt doesn't do it.
Mandible claw applied by Foley at the same time as the ankle lock, but then Angle turns his attention to Foley and knocks him out of play.
I think Kurt Angle wants to be the one to take care of Jeff Jarrett, and he didn't want any help from Mick Foley. That allowed Jeff Jarrett to get up, hobble over, and try to come back with some offense on Kurt. Oh, but look at that. He released him overhead.
Belly-to-belly style suplexes. Jarrett gets tossed by Angle. Olympic gold medalist right on him for the cover and the pin, and right back at it again in another near fall. And Jarrett's power.
Mick Foley's coming over here to the table.
What the hell's this about? Right in the middle of the match. Mick Foley joins us here at the broadcast table.
Well, it's getting a little hot in the kitchen, so I thought I'd take a little rest-a-rooney until things cool off. Hop in there and pick up a quick victory.
I've never seen anything like this. In the middle of a World Heavyweight Championship match, you come over here to join Don and I at the broadcast table?
Oh, man, obviously you can see I need a breather. Kurt Angle was wearing me out. All these guys, such great competitors. I'm the executive shareholder. No way, Donnie. No way, Mikey. They're going to count me out. So, like I said, I'm going to take a little rest-a-rooney, let these guys wear themselves out, take advantage, pick up a quick V.
How about that pile driver on Sting on the entrance ramp, and he's still feeling the effects.
Oh, of course he is. I dropped the full weight of his body right on the top of his cranium.
I mean, you got to give him credit. This genius. You sit here, you chill, you get a glass of water, you get rested up, and you go finish it up when you're ready.
Here's Jarrett on top of Angle for the cover.
If that had been Kurt Angle covering Jeff Jarrett, I would have ran in for a big save. He's one thing. Okay, I'll admit, I'm taking priorities. Maybe the ownership or the leadership of the Mafia does not mean as much to me as Jeff Jarrett's voting shares. I'll be quite honest about that.
That's all of his power. That's all of his control at this point.
And he's a control freak.
And let Kurt Angle do all the dirty work.
But all the same, I'm enjoying a little rest-a-rooney. I think I deserve it, going toe-to-toe with some of the greatest athletes in that sport today.
Top rope superplex by Jarrett. Jarrett goes for the cover, but Sting's in for the save. Of course, at the same time, you can't lose your World Heavyweight title when you're out here.
Yeah, I cannot lose it. It's right here, and I love it so much. Here, look at your reflection, Donnie.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Mike, even you look good when that thing's gleaming up the gold.
Beautiful, just like that match you had with Rocky Balboa there last week.
Oh, man, you know what? I'm not sure. I don't know if I could have taken the Rock without your call from ringside. Wonderful job.
You get two great legends like that, it just calls itself, Mick.
That's what TNA's all about. That's why I booked the match. That's why it was so good.
Jarrett being pinballed by both Sting and Angle as both men connecting with the shots, and finally Angle Angle with the blow that takes Jarrett down.
Come on, Jeff, come on. Come on, fight up, buddy. It's your partner talking. Come on, let's fight up a little bit.
Both members of the main event Mafia right now double teaming the TNA founder, and you can see it's just such a bad night. And we talked about the emotional decision that Jeff made, how you goaded him in to putting up his voting shirts, to putting up his power in TNA. It's got to be a decision he's regretting right now.
I'll admit it, Jeff Jarrett and I were not on the same page, whereas Kurt Angle and Sting really are. They're working as a team. Oh!
Jarrett able to avoid the contact, and in the process, Angle takes down Sting with the clothesline, but here's Angle right back, and we know he's famous for these series of suplexes.
Unbelievable. Oh, Mikey, I believe I may have spoken too soon when talking about the teamwork.
Well, they were on the same page, but after the contact that was made, now Sting and Angle.
Encourage this type of behavior.
Well, the thing is Kurt, if he wanted to, he could have went right after Sting after it happened, but he didn't. Sting should realize that.
He bides his time. Kurt Angle's, oh, man. Nobody's fool. If he were to cover him right there, I think we would have seen the end of the Stinger's career, too.
We might be seeing the end of the Stinger's career right now. So much at stake here.
And you see the dirty work right there of Kurt Angle. The suplex is taking down and out both Jeff Jarrett and Sting. And Angle turns around and
he's looking over
making eye contact right at you, the World Heavyweight Champion, Mick.
Well, don't worry about it. There's no way he can touch me when I'm in between you two guys. You're tenured veterans. It's illegal.
I'll tell you right now.
He's not going to do it. He's
I'm a big fan of yours, Mick, but I'm not getting in between you and Kurt Angle.
Don't worry. There's no way he's going to touch me.
What do you mean? Whoa!
Look out! Oh, Jesus! Kurt Angle just jumped over the top, somersaulted. He knocked Mick Foley into the rail. Unbelievable! As the Olympic gold medalist, Jess, we got to see that again.
See a replay. See if you can look at your monitor here. We follow Angle in pursuit, and here he comes, and he just put on all the gas and came right at Foley.
You could tell he realized what Foley was doing. Oh no! He just
Angle slammed.
Angle slammed on the concrete.
Hit the back of his head. There's no protection out here. There's no padding.
Holy cow! Like we don't get paid enough for this. Whew! We were in the firing line, baby. Now everything's turned. You got Sting and Jeff Jarrett going at each other. And now you see, look at this. Kurt throwing Mick Foley back in, and you think about it.
Angle's going to bring a chair into play as well. And Foley gets back up to his feet, and Jarrett's right on him. Here comes the stroke from Jarrett.
Oh, Kurt Angle breaks it up, and I'll tell you what, he broke it up at the last split second, and another Angle slam.
That time for Jarrett, and the straps come down from the Olympic gold medalist after he hit the Angle slam, but when he turns around, he comes face to face with Sting, and the two members of the main event Mafia that were working together, that's no longer the case. There's the Scorpion.
Well, I told you that personal things would come into play here, and you think about the feud that these guys had, it was vicious, and right now, Sting in his mind thinks that Kurt tried to screw him when Kurt never did. But the bottom line is Jeff Jarrett, look at this. Jeff
Jarrett, the roll-up. Sting shoulders down, and it was that close to retirement for the Icon.
Wow, I'll tell you what, though, that's just the competitiveness, and everybody is, as you want to be sure you're the one that gets the pin. That was a situation, though, where Jeff Jarrett, look at Jeff coming off as him and Sting run into each other both, and Jeff falls down. He's just wore out.
Oh, what a collision.
Everybody does.
Sting goes down, and keep your eyes on Foley.
What's Mick doing?
Foley going.
He got another one?
To get another sock out.
Keep in there. He's got another one. What's the record?
Foley applying a sock to the right arm and to the left arm. I mean, that way I guess you could use the mandible claw on more than one person.
That's right. He's going to get as many as he can, I think. Look at this. He's got Jarrett and he's got the Stinger. Oh, but you can see the double team there as both those guys realized the position they were in.
Left himself wide open. They miss with the clothesline. However, mandible claws applied again.
Look at him bringing him down. Look at that. Just using that weight advantage that he has. And he's got it both applied.
Oh, their shoulders were down. And now here comes Angle from behind with the ankle lock on Foley, the champion.
Think about this. This guy, the leader of the Mafia, the Godfather, so close to becoming the world champion as well and bringing that stroke back home.
Oh! Scorpion death drop by Sting on Angle, but Angle hit heads with the referee.
There's nobody there to count. It's every man for himself, as you can see the mayhem that's going on, and now Sting really realizes he had Angle pinned. Think about that. Sting level.
Here comes the guitar.
Oh, he got smashed.
Knockout blow by Jarrett. Sting's out.
Sting's
this is his career if he's pinned.
But again, the referee's not there. The referee's not there, and Mick Foley's got a chair.
And Jarrett crawling on hands and knees to try and revive the referee. But in the process, he's leaving himself wide open for that chair shot to the top of the head.
Just smashed him. This is it. It's over. Jeff Jarrett has lost his power. Referee Slick Johnson.
Arm extended. Here it is. Foley on Jarrett. No.
You gotta be kidding.
Angle from the top with the splash on Foley. Could be a new champion. New champion.
No.
Just that close. We almost had a new world heavyweight champion.
Think about everything we've seen. Chairs, guitars, socks, steps, anything you can get a hold of on ouch desks.
Sting brings Foley back into play. It looked like the champ was trying to escape the ring.
Sting desperation there. He realized how close it was for him too. Everybody's been close to being out.
Champion backs up. Watches his three challengers. Angle at him first with the kick, then the shots to the back. And as Angle turns around, there's Jarrett to double him over.
Oh, think about it. Jarrett has a chance of putting him out of the main event. Oh, look at it. Jarrett, does he have it? No. He's got the ankle. Jeff Jarrett's going to the unemployment line. Think about that. Oh, man, wait a minute. He's got both ankles.
He's got both Sting and Jarrett. Double ankle lock applied by Kurt Angle, and then there's the flying forearm shot by Foley.
I'll tell you what, Mick stopped me from asking the question, what if he beats them both? The bottom line is Mick wants to be the one to put somebody out, and
that's a double arm DDT on Angle, and Sting in to take Foley and pull him off the potential pin.
Well, Sting's got the right idea now. Start kicking people out of the ring, and you can. But he wants that title again. He's going back after Mick Foley. He's got his focus back. Jeff Jarrett realizes now that, hey, maybe it's not about getting Foley out of there. Maybe it's about taking the power away from Kurt Angle.
Jarrett has something in mind, setting up that steel chair at the same time outside. Foley on the concrete once again after the Sting suplex.
Think about that. He took an Angle slam. He took the Sting suplex. You wonder how Mick Foley can even get up and brush his teeth in the morning with some of those shots. Oh, look at that stroke. On the chair.
From the middle row. Strong face first goes Angle. Sting slides in. Sting on top. What?
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and the new leader of the main event mafia, the Icon, Sting!
Oh my God! Sting has just become the Godfather, the leader of the main event mafia! Oh my God, has things changed here at TNA?
What a shocking turn of events tonight at Sacrifice. Sting has pinned Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, he's got to relinquish his role, his leadership role in the main event mafia, and he's got to turn things over to the Icon.
I mean, it means so much to him. It's so important. With everything he does, it's the power and stroke that he loves. He loves being the leader of all those great champions. Sting has always preached his message of respect. He's always preached that he wants everyone to understand what wrestling's about. Now he has control of Nash and Steiner and Booker. And think about what he might do, and Jeff Jarrett's got to wonder what this means for him. But Mick Foley, luckily, keeps his TNA World Title.
We guaranteed it. We promised it. We told you that the landscape here in TNA was going to change, and that's exactly what we have witnessed.
You got to wonder what's going through everybody's minds. We got to see some replays of the action in this match. It was unreal. We couldn't keep up with it. There's that stroke into the chair, and look at Sting, the opportunist. You snooze, you lose, Mike, today. And my God, Sting, right place, right time.
Check out the reaction from the TNA founder, Jeff Jarrett.
Trying to figure out what it all means to him, and you see Sting, you wonder what he's saying to Kurt Angle right now. But you know he's got to feel the measure of revenge. He's got to feel like he's done what he said he was going to do down the line.
That really is the key. That really is the situation because the realization has just set in. Mick Foley, yes, he's still the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. But how will this new leadership affect the main event Mafia? With Sting as the Godfather, will there be changes made? What will those changes be? Bottom line, the main event Mafia will never be the same.
Seven years in the making. 7 matches that span a generation. 7 chances to stake a claim in history. On June 21st, prepare to get slammed. Who will be the lucky 7? Who will seize the gold? Who will become the king of the mountain? TNA Wrestling presents Slammiversary, live Sunday, June 21st on pay-per-view. TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.